Uh, Beta, would you please share the screen? Let the screen be presented.
Yeah, I'll share the screen. I was just searching because if I share the screen, I can't see the members logged in. I was searching whether the principal sir has joined or not to take his permission. Sir, प्रिंसिपल सर ज्वाइन होने के साथ जरा मुझे इत्तला दे दीजिए।
श्योर।
हाँ, वो स्क्रीन शेयर किया तो मुझे पता नहीं चलेगा इसलिए।
Shoaib sir, welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Sir, थोड़ा सा अपना कैमरा थोड़ा सा फेस के पैनल रखिए।
Just a minute, okay.
और सर आपका प्रेजेंटेशन कौन प्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं सर?
Shoaib sir,
Okay.
Yeah. John sir.
Hello.
Sir, it is already 11 o'clock.
trying sir.
Okay, we'll start. Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Sir,
We'll start.
Okay, Taranu ma'am, we can start now. Madam, please click on the ignore button here.
yeah, good morning Daulat. Mr. Daulat. Shoaib Khan sir, Assalamu alaikum. I think I'm not audible.
No, you're audible, ma'am. You're audible.
Shoaib Khan sir, Assalamu alaikum.
Shoaib sir, आपका जरा माइक चेक कर लीजिए प्लीज.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm audible now.
Yes sir. Sir, आपका थोड़ा सा कैमरा थोड़ा सा नीचे कर लीजिए सर. हाँ ऐसा. Yes.
Okay.
John sir. Professor Zaid Khan sir is there now?
Yeah, assalamu alaikum.
Welcome sir. So shall we start sir?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay. Taranu ma'am.
Is it there?
Yes sir. Taranu ma'am. Taranu madam, please start the program. Taranu madam, please unmute your mic.
I audible, sir, now? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Sir, am I audible?
Yeah.
I think there's some problem now.
No, you're audible, ma'am.
Ibrahim, sir, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
इब्राहिम सर शायद उनको आपकी आवाज नहीं जा रही है। इब्राहिम सर
नहीं बच्चा
नहीं, शायद वो इंप्रेशन में है कि उनकी आवाज वो सुन ही नहीं पा रही है। क्या चल रहा है यहाँ पर? आप अगर हो सके तो पर्सनली कॉल करके बता दीजिए। शी इज ऑडिबल।
मैंने बता दिया मैडम को कि हाँ
Excuse me, am I audible?
yes sir
You can start.
yes sir
Yes,
madam please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Ibrahim, sir, I think so I'm audible now.
Yeah, perfect. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you for the permission, sir, to start the program. This is Professor Tarannum Sheikh here, the host for today's informative webinar. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Let's begin the webinar with the holy verses of Quran Sharif. I request Professor Shahab David, sir, to recite the holy verses of Quran.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن للمتقين مفازا حدائق وأعنابا وكواعب أترابا وكأسا دهاقا لا يسمعون فيها لغوا ولا كذابا جزاء من ربك عطاء حسابا رب السماوات والأرض وما بينهما الرحمن لا يملكون منه خطابا يوم يقوم الروح والملائكة صفا لا يتكلمون إلا من أذن له الرحمن وقال صوابا ذلك اليوم الحق فمن شاء اتخذ إلى ربه مآبا إنا أعطيناكم عذابا قريبا يوم ينظر المرء ما قدمت يداه ويقول الكافر يا ليتني كنت ترابا صدق الله العظيم.
Jazakallah, sir. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the event of M.H.SABOO NDLI Club, a webinar on technical writing and presentation skills. It's good to see so many of you here today. I request our Vice Principal, Sir, Professor Zahid Khan, sir, to enlighten us with few words.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. You're audible.
Yeah, thank you. Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to one and all. On behalf of NDLI Club of M.H.SABOO College of Engineering, I would like to welcome you all. The organizers, the faculty members, various coordinators of NDLI Club, faculty members, those who have joined, and their students. I once again welcome you all to this program arranged by our club. You know, the topic of today's webinar is very important. It is on technical writing and presentation skill. And you are all aware that writing is an important skill, same as the skill of speaking. It's even more important when you are in sales and market. The finally students who are ready to join a company soon after completing their PE, or those willing to start their own business, the skill of writing as well as being speaking is extremely important for you. Therefore, a program such as technical writing and presentation is essential for all students of engineering, management, and law college. But actually, I would like to go even further. That is, I would say that the skills of effective writing and speech are equally important for all teachers in order to be successful in their profession. I'm really happy to see that NDLI Club of our college has taken the initiative to organize such a program as this today. I'm also happy to see that Mr. Shoaib Khan, one of our senior faculty members from the Humanities and Applied Sciences Department of our college, will speak on the given topic. I believe all the attendees will greatly benefit from this presentation. I wish organizers and their team as well as the speaker on top. Once again, I welcome all the audience, students, teachers, and other staff and faculty members who have joined this webinar, and I am thankful to them for joining. I wish one and all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable words. Now I request Dr. Iqbal Sheikh to inaugurate the program by his valuable thoughts and ideas.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Respected Vice Principal, the entire organizing team, today's resource person, Sheikh Khan sir, dear faculty members and students, those who are participating over here. Inaugural speech for this kind of activity, that is, technical writing and presentation skill. That itself is something which has been felt by each and every one, as Zaid Khan sir rightly described, that is highly essential. And as a person, even I too agree with him completely. In terms of inaugural speech, let me put forward the first and foremost thing, that is one of the prominent difference between non-living and living is communication. See, all living beings, they are one or other way communicate with each other. Now let us make our circle a little bit smaller, come to human beings. In terms of human beings, again I would like to say, right from our birth to death, we always keep communicating. When we are born, we have no language known to us, but still we communicate with our mother. We communicate with surrounding. We don't know any language at that moment, but still, everyone remembers that that was kind of one of the essential stage of our life. As we grow further, then we have been put into schools. There we learn, apart from many things, say languages, communication, ABCD, वहाँ से हमको सिखाया जाता है. We learn, we understand, we realize importance of preciseness in communication. Then slowly we are having different subjects like say kind of apart from languages, we have been put to learn science, mathematics, and all, just to understand or just to realize the importance of analytical uh, say aspect of communication. Fine, we come out of the schools, then we are put into colleges. Now over here we are having say somewhat more opening for say communication, and that is takes you towards specific aspect of communication, that is writing skills. We understand writing the way some of the good orators, they can mesmerize the crowd. Same way, a person whosoever has got good skills of writing can equally impress the crowd. If you are seen, of course, nowadays since cell phone and all has become very common, but I have seen people, giving their services near a post office, jahan pe, like we used to see illiterate people coming over there and getting their letters written to be posted to their relatives. Writing ka ek sabse bada advantage I started realizing over there. We could literally make the difference, the one who knows how to write and the one who doesn't know how to write. The handicapness was clear over there. Then slowly, when we start writing our answer books, when we start writing our say lab reports, when we start writing our say project reports, at that time these aspects becomes say far more essential, because every project, every answer book, every lab report has its own particular structure and rules say mentioned. We cannot take liberty with those rules. Again, when we go to next stage, there your writing skills are becoming much more specific when you are entering into say job market. Writing your own CV, it's an art, or it has a requirement of certain say aspects. Similarly, if you join some research work, publishing say research papers in journals, far more difficult. There you just cannot take liberty with comma and full stop even. Next stage, thesis writing, very very hard and very difficult job. Everyone doesn't have good grip on that. Writing proposals for your own project, one of the very difficult say aspect, because you are supposed to convince many more highly educated people. No liberty, you cannot have kind of inaccuracy possible over there. So I have just shown kind of stages, right from our birth or right from our living and non-living objects up to this kind of research and all these things. At every stage we understand how important it is for us to know that what is say writing skills, or how to present our own ideas. Then question arises, say your job market. These days digital say digital content, digital marketing, very important for me, since I have 11 papers in international journals, and I have written or I have authored books for 4 universities, and almost around 30 editions have come. I know how important it is. Then my daughter, who is working as the content writer, I know how precisely she writes, and of course she is getting good income out of that. So think about this technical writing or writing skills as a job avenue as well. But this is not enough. When you say technical writing, then it is altogether different from content writing as well. Over there, you are supposed to describe a project, you are supposed to describe a product, you are supposed to remember that your own written material, maybe as a, operating manual or servicing manual, can save a person from a danger, or it can save even a company. These days we are having intellectual property rights. Over there, even writing a small say document makes you earn a good amount. So people must know that how important this, technical writing is. Of course, I'm not a speaker today. Shoaib Khan sir is the speaker. He will definitely throw a lot of say information on us, so that we all can understand that not only the importance, but we can really get a good idea that next time onwards, whenever we are writing a simple application, I'm saying, but what are the rules? What is its say? What it should be say having, and not only that, in future, once you graduate, your project writing, your project, your say job and all, how nicely it is going to affect you. You all will get good idea over here. So obviously, this I congratulate organizers to select this kind of title, where it's really going to be highly helpful to us, not only in say studies, but after the studies, that is in the job market, or rather till we survive. This point will continue giving us a lot of benefits. So with this few words, I would like to end, because I am also waiting Shoaib Khan sir to start his valuable say topic to us. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, sir. Let's move further. Our today's guest come speaker is a well-known person to all of us. To introduce him is a great privilege. He is a person of virtue and simplicity. Taking a closer look at the alchemy of the sir, two distinct virtues pop up besides perseverance and hard work. These are pioneering spirit and willingness. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you a professor, a good administrator, and for today, our guest of honor, Professor Shoaib Khan sir. He is having a long 19 years of teaching experience, right from CBSE school, high school of Aligarh Muslim University, honorary lecturer in Department of English for Aligarh Muslim University, presently with us as professor in communication skills. And regarding his academics, he has completed his high school and intermediate from Allahabad board. He's graduated, that is Bachelor's of Arts and Masters of Arts from Rohilkhand University with English, Geography and Economics as his special subjects. He has done B.Ed, M.Ed, M.A. He has done twice M.A. from Aligarh Muslim University. He has done his PG in Diploma in Linguistics, PG DTE from Aligarh Muslim University again, and almost completed MPhil and an ongoing course of Diploma in Higher Education. Having publications of various books, his contribution for organizing various events is very effective and efficient. To be mentioned, a large freshers recruitment drive of about 12,000 students was conducted and coordinated by him in M.H.SABOO College of Engineering campus in 2005 for the entire western region of India. A huge event. Today's webinar is to make our students more knowledgeable and beneficial, improving communication skills, gaining experts know-how, networking with others, and renewing motivation and confidence. Also getting the knowledge of writing technical papers and journal papers, and also this will give them confidence to present their ideas and thoughts to the world, as our Vice Principal Sir and DI Sir has explained. I now call upon Mr. Shoaib Khan sir to come forward and impact our students and attendees with the vision of this webinar. And I'm wishing all of you a rewarding webinar and an interesting day. So, sir, please come forward and start with the webinar.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good morning to all of you. Respected Vice Principal Professor Zahir Khan Sahab, Dr. M.H.SABOO Sahab, all the organizers, all my teacher colleagues, and my dear students. I am very privileged to have been invited to give a presentation on writing skills, which is my area of specialization. That is what I am doing these days. as the faculty of M.H.SABOO College of Engineering. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for being with us, for attending this webinar for about an hour or so. Uh, Actually, I had discussed with Professor Ibrahim sir. Actually, the time that has been given to us is not enough for a presentation like this, because usually I take about 8 to 12 hours to complete this entire thing, and there are so many things. But anyway, I will try my best to do justice with the subject and justice with you also. And I have prepared this PPT for your purpose. Mostly it is self-explanatory, and even though I will speak louder and faster also, that is my habit also. But in case sometimes the volume is less or maybe something is missing, in that case, my this PPT, these slides will help you. But anyway, I'm always with you here till this presentation, and I would like to, try to do the best to give you complete idea about what all this writing is. Just as Professor Zahir Khan sir said, this skill of communication that include reading, writing, and speaking, they are important for all professionals. They are more important for they are important for teachers also. But my focus especially because I think that this is the purpose also to to give good idea, good understanding of the concept of writing technical papers and developing good presentation skills. Because especially final year students who will be going to the industry, they will be joining in a year, and they will deal with the people there in the corporate world, and there are a lot of corporate practices. So obviously there will be some kind of incubation kind of thing. They will learn from it, and they will adapt themselves to adapt themselves according to the situation. And even though it is normally said that when you are in Rome, do as Roman. जहाँ जैसा माहौल रिवाज है वहाँ पर वैसा ढलना ही पड़ता है, and accordingly you do it. However, the kind of training which is given as part of communication skills in two parts, like PC2, PC1, PC2, this syllabus has been especially designed for that purpose. The kinds of things which I am going to speak that are important for all of for everyone. And there is a disclaimer number one. That is, I'm sorry. Actually, even though the time is less, but I will try my best. Secondly, all these ideas are not my own. As a teacher, I have also consulted all my books in the last 23 years in this college. Initially, I had prepared my notes for teaching purpose, and then it continued a lot. But especially this kind of online classes recently, that actually compelled us to be even more prepared with our writing material, writing stuff. It is easy to go ahead, without the outline of the lecture. If you go, empty-handed on the front, but then you are likely to be, slowed down. And a teacher has to be more prepared. Not only that, especially I think I had given a lot of notes to my students. Some of them I shared on the group also, WhatsApp group, which a lot of teacher colleagues may have also gone through. But then since there are a lot of things, I stopped sharing it on the WhatsApp group because it could be embarrassing. I'm always very, very notorious in sending WhatsApp messages and important informative messages. That is also part of learning because I'm professionally a teacher. So I always want to share all that is important for everyone. So everybody can, get enlightened. So that is what I will do. Now let's come to the topic. So, it is said, we may have all heard that know your trade well. If you don't know your trade, then you will not be able to do the job well. And as it is said, a bad master always fights with his tools.
Excuse me, sir.
If you are prepared, if you are not trained, so we are likely to be, embarrassing yourself, and you will be embarrassing others also.
Excuse me, Shoaib sir, are you presenting the screen?
I will do that in a few minutes.
And sir, please, you are requested to please adjust your
Yeah, I will
screen.
do that. Okay, just a minute.
Sir,
I'll do that.
please adjust the screen. Your face is not properly visible, sir.
Okay, here it is. Just a minute, please. I'm doing it.
Yes, sir. Your
Okay.
screen is visible now.
Yeah, is it visible to all of you?
Yes, sir. It's
Sir, please
visible.
rotate the screen. Please rotate the screen.
Yeah, is it okay? I'm showing it on landscape. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So this a presentation like technical writing and presentation skills. Along with me, Professor Amol Jadhav will also be, and Saima Qureshi from third year. She has helped me in preparing all these slides and all that. So they will also be with me here to help me in case I stumble down somewhere or I lose track somewhere. So they will also help me. Now, as a technical writing, first of all, there is misconception. A lot of people, if not everyone, usually people believe that technical is something. The word technical is something related to machines only or technology. It's not true. Actually, the word technical basically means method, procedure, system, logic, order, grammar, syntax, whatever you call it. And because of that, this word is invariably used in the legal language also. For example, there's technically he was not qualified. Technically, he was not eligible for it. So what is technical here? There is no machine used here. So technically means as per rules, as per the procedure, as per the standard norms, as per the this. So technical, you understand the meaning technical, and then writing. Then let's come to the other aspect, just like Dr. M.H.SABOO mentioned, that we are all born without language. But anyway, we learn this kind of language in the environment because the environment forces us to use some kind of language. And obviously, in the beginning, it is all non-verbal communication. It begins with the basic sensory, perception of things. The baby looks around. Am I audible, Ibrahim sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Perfect,
Yes.
sir. Yes, sir.
I
Perfect.
just asking because sometimes volume goes up and down. That's why I'm telling you. Okay, so when the baby is born, so he doesn't have any communication skills, but he's forced. Actually, he's driven to to learn some kind of skills. And then first of all, there is visual kind of things around him. Visual. The mother is there, all other things are there. The baby needs comfort. And then obviously there are ears. The baby listens. If he has got good listening, good ears, if the baby is not deaf, then the baby listens. And then he also tries to discriminate sounds. With the passage of time, within 6 months, 7 and 8 months, then he starts, starts babbling. The baby starts babbling in the beginning. All these kind of things. The basic skills, as we know, the baby learns all this. Then he starts speaking. Reading and writing, all these things are done later on when he grows up. Then we have, outlines of A, B, C, D. Then we also, we try to see the objects relate, the objects. So this kind of, references are made. And accordingly, the baby learns, okay, this is a feeder. You understand? This is my mother. This is the people around him, their cousin, their brother, sister, parents, everybody, all these. And then he starts interacting with them also. And the baby learns a lot from not only from mother, but also from his peers, from all the people. We learn it. And language develops like that. So a language, anyway, either it is mother tongue or other tongue, we learn it in the same process. The beginning is with listening, and then you start speaking, and then you start, reading. Writing actually comes late. William Hazlitt, a great essay writer, he said that writing is the most important skills and which is the most difficult, and it comes at the last, at the end of all these. Basically, we learn 4 skills as part of any language all over the world. It is always listening, the part of good listening that is like discriminative and analytical and interpretive kind of listening. There are different types of listening. There's a different thing. I'm not going to cover it, even though it is part of the syllabus, but I will only tell you, just make a mention. And our grown-up learners already understand it a lot. So I just a mention will be enough in some cases, and I will do that only. I will thoroughly focus on the research paper writing, technical writing, technical proposals, and art of speaking, all that later on. So this is the kind of thing. Okay. So basically, we learn 4 skills for any language: listening, good listening. Then it is speaking. In the beginning, we stutter and we babble, and later on we learn good skills of communication by using all the organs of speech. This is the points of articulation. We use points of articulation, the entire mouth. Human beings have been using mouth only, but even the animals are also using mouth for their communication. The way they cry, birds, animals and birds, they also use this kind of double purpose. Mouth is not only for the purpose of eating, but we are using tongue, teeth, palate, glottis, epiglottis, and uvula, and all those kinds of parts of organs of speech we are using for. There is a different topic altogether, because phonetics has also been my subject, and but here it is not the time to discuss about all these phonetics and phonology, how languages develop and how languages evolve and how languages function. It's a different thing. But in any case, number one, as I told you, listening, then speaking, and then reading. Many people, many of us, especially Anglo vernacular, we normally can speak well, and the kind of a language that we speak is not exactly the same as the original speakers speak. We can we can neither speak Arabic or Persian or Chinese or English or any language as it is spoken by the original speakers. I would not say, but normally we don't, because we are living in certain different kind of environment, and there is environmental effect. So a language that is spoken either Hindi or English or any other language, it has its impact on the mother tongue. So the other tongue that you learn with your with efforts, with your thoughtful efforts, then even there also you learn grammar and all that. However, Montaigne, a French philosopher, said, the more I learned grammar, the more I forgot Latin. Because in the beginning, whatever language he learned from the environment and the way people spoke Latin language, that is the language which is French is the modern language which has come out of it. Latin is still spoken in Canada and other parts of some parts of South America. But these languages, when you learn, so obviously you read grammar and then you listen to them. However, these days, because of the global media and because of this radio and television, so you have got good exposure. Even I also got a lot of exposure to BBC, not only Hindi or Urdu language news I used to listen, but I also I got myself exposed to that kind of language, BBC English, and then Washington DC also. So those kind of news and those channels and all these newspaper reading and all that help many of us like that only. I have not come from the convent kind of school, and because of that, my pronunciation, my accent, and all these things are not the same as most people who have come from that background. Anyway, I know language, and I just use this language most of the time. And Urdu and Hindi, if I say I have not forgotten, but it is not just as good as English. So this is how everybody learns English. Now let's come to the topic first of all. The actual highlight of my lecture today will be in this 1 hour time will be like this: genesis of technical writing. It is something like report writing. All technical writing have actually got basically report writing, the basic thing. I will explain in a few minutes. Then the later type of writing, later type of report, that actually sort of research papers are written in this matter. All the research papers that you present in seminars and conferences, etc., they are written in later type of format. Okay. Then technical proposals. So this is actually a sign of sales letter and product development. Technical proposals are nothing but how a product or service is developed by engineers, and then they go to sell it in a market. So it is combination of technical. Actually, in our syllabus, it is mentioned like technical description or factual description, and then it is a sales letter. Out of many is 8 type of letter that we usually teach students. So this is sales letter. Okay, just like a job application letter, it is also some kind of sales letter, because you are selling your services, selling your time when you are going to join the service. Anyway, the technical proposal is only a description of the product and how you present it. And then preparing a good PPT, I will tell you about that also. These points I have written. I don't think I will have to speak much in that. And you will just go through them one by one, and you will understand what they are. And since all our teachers and final students are already doing it very well, But anyway, you need to learn it, because sometimes things are so simple. Yes, in the disclaimer itself, I wanted to tell you that the thing is that my subject is very, very simple. There is no rocket science here. There is no algebra or mathematics kind of things here. It is very simple. The subject is as simple as just like history. Anyway, it's just like knowing only and then remembering is only. In history, you do that only. In history, you have to remember only names of persons, places, things, events, and all those dates, etc. And that is all history only. You are expert only if you can remember them all. You can quote them at the right time. You can refer to them at the right time. That's the only thing. However, in case of algebra, you need to understand the entire process of this, how the entire equation is done. As in the rocket science, also all these things are done. Anyway, when we are talking about technical kind of thing, so even rocket science is also like technical kind of thing. There is always certain kind of procedure. There is a certain kind of order, logic, system. That system, when you make a machine, it is always a system. Without a system, machine will not work. And especially when you write a language program on computer, and when you call which language, so you are writing languages, these are artificial languages. But even then, there is a grammar actually. And because of that, sometimes it is called as syntax. Syntax. So syntax is nothing but grammar. This word is very much used in English grammar also, while teaching grammar. Syntax is something like you have the subject, then you have the verb, and then you have object, or whatever it is. The minimum unit of any sentence is verb. Verb. You cannot make a sentence without a verb. For example, even if you say like go, come, that is the minimum kind of thing. Okay. Or words can be as small as I, or article a, or even some other kind of words also. So these are the words. That is how we make languages. I'm not going on that because this is part of developing or the process of communication. But here I am on this report writing. The last part, this the art of public speaking. That will be the last thing, and that is for short. If you have already understood understood all the above 5 points, this the art of speaking will all automatically be it'll be easier for you. Anyway, I will speak on that also a little bit. So genesis of technical writing is from reports of all kinds. Now here it is. Now report as it is. Now the history of reports is like report writing is nothing but it is documentation. Just like we prepare documents. Right from the very beginning, when the people started counting things with the help of small stones or pebbles and all that for the counting of their sheep and all that, but then they started recording it. So that is only documentation. That documentation started long time ago, and in the culture of Babylonia and in this kind of culture, even in the part of this Mohenjo-daro and Harappa also, some kind of records have been found. And in case of Babylon, it has found the history is not only about 8,000 years ago back. It is even more than 13,000. Some kind of samples and things were found which are as old as 13,000 years. And because of that, Babylonian culture is considered to be the oldest in the world. And then there is the Egyptian kind of thing. Egyptians developed a lot of things. Even the papyrus, the art of writing became very, very common when the Egyptian actually invented paper. Papyrus is the paper. Is a kind of tree that grows there, and then the kind of product that they came out, it's called paper. In different languages, it is also pronounced differently. In French and Japanese, Spanish languages, their pronunciations are different. But in English, we call it paper. But the paper has come from there. Then Chinese came out. Then Chinese also started, they had hieroglyphs, sign language, and in the beginning there were more than 2,400 signs. In English, we have got only 26 letters. We are using it. And there are about only 46 sounds in English language. In other languages, include there are more than 70 plus sounds, which are called phonemes. Phoneme is the basic unit of sound, just like you discuss about the atom. And even phonemes can also be like allophones, just like proton, neutron, electron, and all that. So from the basic thing, we make language like that only. I will not speak much on that, but there's a different chapter altogether. But here, let me tell you, report writing is just like as old as documentation of any kind. Whether it was during the Roman times, or maybe in the Mohenjo-daro Harappa and Mohenjo-daro times, or maybe in the case of Babylonia, they used to write on clay, and the clay was baked, and it was kept in a record for a long, long time. And these were found in about it is not very long time ago when the British actually had this kind of excavation in Babylonia. It's hardly about 300 years ago. They got all these things, and they have become now history at the moment. Anyway, prehistorically, there are a lot of things. Historically, there are records of many things. Especially churches have been very, very famous for keeping records of documents, keeping documents. And they were of many kinds, not only for keeping property and distribution and all that, but also about when the baby was born and then baptization, christening, and then all other kinds of marriages, nuptial parties. These were all recorded by the church head priest. So most of the records in history have come from churches. You're surprised, churches, they have recorded this long time. But records were found even from earlier also, but those records are not written. First of all, writing system were not very common. And this kind of writing thing came later on when the people started writing either on paper or bark, or maybe metal sheets or whatever way they made, or mostly it was clay. Babylonian culture is the most best example for that purpose. Okay, now let's see. Report writing is that old, and the word report, because most of the old literature has been written in Greek and Latin. So the word report had come from these two roots. This is called etymology. Etymology means the origin of any language, how the language evolves, how the language develops. So we break up the part like re means, as you know, it is like repetition. Certain words are used, just like in Arabic language, most of the words are made by the first three letters, and then all other letters are formed. In Hindi also there are roots, and because from that only all this entire language of Sanskrit or Hindi is made. And here also report here is from report, carry, and again and here report here means to carry. So that is carry back. And then the literal meaning is word by word meaning. Some people are sending emails, but I won't WhatsApp message. I won't be able to see them now. Okay, so yes, so a report is to carry back what has happened or what has been observed in the past. This is what we always do. All the journalists, reporters, they visit places, they cover events, and all those kinds of things they do. They do only what they have observed, whatever they have seen, whatever they have been told, with by any means, like surveys, questionnaires, experiments, or whatever, with whatever help, or just like even Newton also, or even James Watt also, whatever he did. So all kinds of things were only observed, and those kind of observations were recorded. And when they were recorded, they also became report. Had Newton not written, and had Halley, his friend, not prompted him to write his theories, then the same theory may still remain. Maybe they may have come out through somebody else. Newton may have not been known had he not published his work. And it was Halley, the same Halley, who had discovered the Halley comet. So he actually induced him to publish his work. Now the entire world knows what Newton's contribution is, but it doesn't mean that the apple was not falling earlier. The things were not falling down. Okay, and some of the things were going up just like steam. The things were happening. Because of that, we call discovery. Nature has already made all these kind of things. We only discover it. Anyway, that's a different topic altogether. We all know it. The more I say, the less it will be, and then it will be useless, futile, because you're all engineering students and engineering professors here. We understand it all. Now, reports are usually, classified in different ways. Documents, there are different types of documents because they have different purpose, their making, their layout, their structure, all there. So we have classified. I will just only give a passing reference to this kind of thing, but try to understand. Reports can be either classified based on time, or based on nature, or purpose, or based on structure. Okay. And I will request all the audience, you can note down your points if you have any question. However, there is nothing for question anything now so far. The question will arise little later, where they will be in some kind of asking, in some kind of doubt, in a dilemma, and there you should note down your points, and there will be question answer session at the end of it. You can ask me. I will definitely explain about that all. So based on length or time, reports can be either long or short. It depends. Just like a seminar kind of paper that you present is very a short report. Actually, short should be first, long should be later. Short reports, then there can be long report, just like you write full book, research paper. Short reports can be just like experiment that you do about 1 page, 2 page in all physics, chemistry labs. We write all these short reports. Reports can be even shorter also. Sometimes you have to give report about, okay, the army has crossed the border. The enemy has crossed the border. Now somebody will go rush, and he will take the epistle, carry the message, and that kind of report will be very, very short. Just like that, telegram kind of thing, telegrammic. Okay, then long reports, as I told you, they can be like in the form of research papers that you use in conferences, seminars, or books, or chapter, or PhD thesis, whatever you write, they're a long kind of report that you write. Then there are periodical reports also. Periodical report, they come, with some kind of interval. like weekly, bi-weekly, or fortnightly, or as you know, monthly, quarterly, half-yearly, or whatever. Okay, so this is the kind of reports can be classified in this way. So now, based on nature, these are very, very important. Anyway, let's see. First of all, informative report. Reports are various types. The 6 type I have just mentioned here. It is informative report is just give information. You know, on the first day when any incident occurs, whatever happened, aeroplane crash. So what do you do? What does the reporter do? He will only do 3 things. You can write down in your notes also. All those who are attending, they can know. And my third year student who are already, you know, doing it all, they know it. Informative reports covers only 3 things: what, where, and when. That is the most basic report. And on the very first day, you do not know much. Everything is only superficial, on the surface. You cannot go deep into the, you know, reasons and all those kind of things. So you simply have to tell your readers that the newspaper that will be published in next morning, or maybe the news will be broken on the radio and television. So there you have only what, where, and when. Then there is analytical report. Then the experts visit the place and they try to analyze. Only at the church gate, the train overshot. The aeroplane in Bangalore overshot and went into the forest. So what happened? A lot of things. The aeroplane exploded. Bus accident, train accident, or whatever, fighting, Lakhimpur Kheri accident. You see, so on the very first day, things, you know, happen on what, where, and when. But then later on, people start analyzing. Okay, there a lot of things, lot of, you know, in today's time, a lot of movie, you know, mobile video clips, they start circulating, and people get information more and more. They analyze it thoroughly, threadbare, everything. So you start analyzing it. Analyzing, what do? You normally do how and why. Now you think whether why should be first and how first. I believe how should be first, because how shows about the visibility, and why your own ability to understand. And it is all because of your background knowledge, expertise. You are an engineer, you are a reporter, you are a judge, you are a retired police officer. Okay, so that way you will be able to explain all these things. So therefore, how is some kind of visibility, how things appear, and then you will try to go deep into the roots to find out, go deep to find out, to see the root cause. So that kind of thing will be why. Answer will be why. Now interpretation. Now this interpretation, nothing in bracket you write here context, because everybody will interpret in the light of all that, all their background. You know, applied sciences are only called applied sciences only because they are interpreted and applied in the relevant field. So electronics and computer and, you know, digital kind of thing, and information technology, or information IT management kind of thing, information management as it is said. So all these things are utilized in different ways. Now we have mechatronics, isn't it? And then we have, you know, even computer has come out from the electrical engineering. From computer they have information technology and all these things. Sorry, in what do you call, from electrical they have electronics engineering, and it has been very long use of electronics for a long time. Then computer started coming. Then we have the other kind of digital. The entire world is made digital today, but things have developed from telephone. You know, from it started like from the wheels we developed big vehicles. From the fire we started generating heat and electricity and boiling water and you know, generating electricity with the help of dynamo, what we call turbines and all that. So this is things actually develop, evolve. Sometimes they are layered, actually combined. जिसको हम लोग हिंदी में कभी-कभी बोलते हैं जुगाड़. So these kind of jugaads come, they become invention. However, things already exist. That will be called discovery as we know it. Discovery. But we also try to invent them also. We try to put a lot of things together and we make them. Today, whatever kind of robots you make, they're all like application of electronics. This is application of mechanical engineering. It is application of automobile engineering. Is actually mechanical engineering basically. And then you have started using you know, digital system. Now an aeroplane is completely electronic. It is, of course, it is made of a machine, but there are a lot of application of you know, electronics and computer digital system. So we interpret things in different background. So things can be applied. For example, mechanical engineering can be applied in automobile or marine or aeronautical or maybe industrial development or for any or medical purpose also. So mechanical engineering is very complete subject and it has application almost everywhere. However, without electricity, it is difficult. So electricity is also there. Then the advanced system of electronics is used, then digital system of computers is used, information technology is used, entire analysis is used. Things have become so easy today.
So interpretation is something like, in bracket you may write context. So there will be different interpretation by different. A doctor will interpret in one way, engineer will interpret another way, and other people interpret in another way. But when they all come together, they will have consensus and will all agree with each other, or maybe they may differ also with each other. But anyway, that kind of conclusion will come with the help of all those people coming from different background. So interpretation will be complete, or it will be relevant to a specific field. Now, feasibility report is nothing. That it is like something like, now how to apply it? Is it applicable? Feasibility means possible, applicable. Now things are there, but can they be really be applied? You may have seen some people, actually one gentleman who has made the entire shape of man by using cigarettes. One man, there are experts who use sand and they design a lot of things. A potter, actually he uses clay and he uses it and he makes a lot of pots of different sizes and types, styles for different purposes. So it is feasibility. So where is the utility? That is what we do. Recommendation reports are normally, these kind of recommendation reports are nothing. These are only the seal, approved, done, go ahead, green signal. So that is only the thing. When you submit a feasibility report, that's like, Dhirubhai Ambani will not do anything, everything. He's not expert. And he was just literate only. But he utilized the services of some of the best faculties of, engineers, management, legal law people, experts in legal issues. He utilized, it was only his brain, and whatever these trusted people were advising him, he was taking only decision. So recommendation will come just like Dhirubhai Ambani when he gives approval. Mukesh Ambani will give approval. Okay, go ahead with the geo communication or whatever. And then the business was, it was only the expert advice or reports were submitted to him, and with the help of all those kind of report, Mukesh Ambani was happy. Okay, he can go ahead with this kind of investment and with this procedure and with this kind of network by using his own brother's network and all that. He bought it all. He bought, even utilized wrongly or rightly whatever the government network and all that, and then he went ahead and now he is rolling in money. That is how the business comes. Recommendation will come, the person who is this main stakeholder, he will give recommendation. That is something like, go ahead, the seal of go ahead, and nothing. आपकी रिपोर्ट पर वो सी लगा देगा, बस वही recommendation report है. Otherwise there is nothing more, nothing else. Now routine reports are something, there are the procedure how you prepare reports. Routine report, like daily report, and we deal with this kind of thing on every day, on daily basis. Now next is types of routine report. Let us understand again this also. All of us, even final year students, also teachers are very I need not to tell them all because they are already familiar with them, and it is something like I have put them together. Sometimes things are so easy, just like chalk and cheese, apple and oranges, dog and donkey. But the only thing is that you need to only identify them. Not only that, when you hear them, when you know them through the experts, then you say, okay, this is right. Mujhe pata to tha, but you were a little bit skeptical about it. You were a bit suspicious, skeptical, and you were not very sure. You're in dilemma. So now the thing is sure. When I am telling you, you understand. Okay, these kind of things happen like this. This is the procedure. Because a professor of chemistry will tell you with authority. A professor of physics will tell you all these things with authority, and you will believe in that. And there, your confidence increases. Now today, when I am telling you all these, you go through it all, and if you have any question, you note down and you ask me. So because maybe you have been doing something wrong, or maybe you have been doing something even more right also. Yes, better than this. You tell me, so I can also understand, or maybe I will also learn. Learning is a process that starts from the cradle to the grave. I'm always learning. Everybody is learning. So survey report. Now what is survey report? It's very simple. This is all like interviews. With the help of interviews, you conduct interviews. Interviews can be either you write down your questions, you prepare either questionnaires, or sometimes you conduct interviews. The interviews can be in any form. Like you stand in front of at the railway station, and the people coming out, you start asking, okay, how did you like the product? What is your opinion about these mobiles? What are the important feature? Which feature you like about this mobile? About this product? The new oil we have introduced, like Fortune, Adani Brothers, Adani company. So this kind of oil, what do you feel about that? Or this new bus service we have started, what do you feel about that? This kind of new timings of rail, trains, and etc. What do you feel about that? What do you feel about this vaccination kind of process? What do you feel about that? So you can conduct interviews, and on the basis of all that questionnaire, census, like census is something like collecting information 100%. It is not sample. 100%, just like attendance. Everybody has to give attendance. So like you collect information from each and everybody, just like, all other rules that everybody has to get Aadhaar and all that. It is basically census, Aadhaar card, PAN card, and all these things. They're like census, everybody 100%. Sample collection, it is with the help of like either it can be random or it can be stratified. Even random also, it is like it can be anybody. For example, in our class, if I collect information, it can be, I will ask any two students from this class. Then it can be stratified. Stratified means that actually it has been stratified later on, and there was a purpose so that the data is representative of all classes, all backgrounds. Like there should be girls, there should be boys, there should be first year, second year, third year, fourth year student, there should be teacher, lady teachers, and then people coming from different background, like financial background, educational background, professional background, or maybe region, language, age group, everything is considered. And then you prepare a table. After you collect all the information, you present in a tabular form. Just as many dimensions as possible. So you collect information. In any research, there can be hundreds of dimensions, and that is how you explain them one by one. In the explanation, first of all, you prepare a table of data collection, whatever data you have collected, either samples or interviews, or you collect samples of products in the market, or water sample, milk sample, oil samples, or other chemical samples, soil samples, and you put them in different categories, and then you explain one by one. That is what you do, and that is called like survey reports. Now, project report, in other words, you may write in your notes, just like they may also be called progress report. And in civil engineering or any kind of product, either you are producing, you have set up a new automobile production unit, or you are there a construction site, or maybe you are producing a movie, or you are doing any kind of project. So that project, there is something like progress report. In progress report, what happens? There are mainly three main dimensions. What is the total amount of work? What is the total amount of money? And what is the total amount of time? Any project that you do, ये तीन dimension important है. इन्हीं के बीच में आप सब कुछ बाकी सारे सब dimensions आप explore करके you write all these reports. So project report, like progress report, for example, on a construction site, you are going to raise a 20-story building somewhere. So obviously, there is a budget for that. You are given a time, okay, complete in 2 years' time. The total budget for 20-story building will be in today's time, I think, 200 crores. Yes, about that, 150 or 200 crores. That will be approximate budget for that. And then you will be asked what the time is given. You are supposed to complete in 2 years or 3 years, 30 months, 36 months. And then the total budget, whatever money is given, total time is given, and total amount about 20 floors. Now, every day, some people, an engineer, site engineer, will keep record of everything, how many workers were working, total amount of laborers, how much somebody will also take care of how much money was spent, how much material is steel, this moraine, and all this material which is used. Keep record of everything. And how much in balance, because total amount of money, total material, and total amount of time was given to you. आपके एक हफ्ता हो गया, एक हफ्ते के बाद में this much amount time left, this much money in balance, and this much material in balance, and this much task is balance. All this you will write. Okay, this much consume, this much balance. Now 3 into 3, only this kind of matrix will work in any project report. All the information that you write, it is not about the quality itself, it is about the quantity basically. All the progress report is mostly about, progress report is especially about quantity, not about quality. Quality report will be later on. I will tell you about that. Then there are laboratory reports. Laboratory report, all the experiment for as part of your research, whether you are doing any kind of research as some kind of project as final year student, or maybe MPhil or PhD, or maybe your freelance research. If you're doing freelance research, you are going to publish papers. Some people are really very, very famous in publishing hundreds of papers, thousands of papers. Okay, I have seen a lot of people, some of my friends say in MU, he has published more than 1,000 papers. He's very famous, and then he was obviously because of that high range of publication, he was appointed in Germany because of that good quality. He was a good researcher. So researchers normally do that. In a college like M.H.SABOO College, we are basically concentrating on teaching. But anyway, a lot of people are also doing a lot of research also. But take IITs, ISCs, even Mumbai University, AMU, JNU, all these people, students, teachers, everybody is busy only research and research and research. They're all immersed with research only all the time. Wherever you will go, you will find people only doing research only on different topics. Okay, they will have fun also, that is part of life. But their main concentration, living in hostels and working on the day and night in labs, they are doing laboratory report. And everybody knows, Dr. Sheikh knows, and all these people from physics, chemistry, and all the department, they know that in laboratory report, there is certain kind of thing. You have certain kind of hypothesis. Then you have to, need material, and then you need equipment, and then you will analyze, and then you will find the lab findings or conclusion. And then the signature of the researcher, or if there is officer, just like in medical research, just like Glenmark or Glindia or some other, just like Mankind Medicine Research Institute, they are doing CIPLA, etc. CIPLA is also buying a lot of research from other laboratories, but they do their own research also. But anyway, whatever they do, the process of research is like that. Laboratory report, very simple. Everybody of us knows it. Okay. Now, investigation report, they are normally used basically in criminal and medical research. Now, whole pathologist will prepare a template, because that is what he does, and he will tell you what are the shades of blood, and then your spectrography, and then other kind of X-rays and whatever. He will write report about all that. He will test you with that by putting the samples, urine samples, sputum and blood samples and all those, and then he will test. The next day he will come out with that. But there also, in the research laboratory kind of report he will use, even in investigation. But the pathology report will present the report in this format. Criminal report also, there also now more and more technology has come in today's time. So criminal report, there also will go. They will have their own informers. They will go from place to place. They will ask questions. They will conduct interviews. They will interact with the people. They will, they will grill people. And not only that, sometimes they will also conduct narcotic kind of tests also. Lot of things they will do. And then investigation report will be prepared. Even, the use of camera and digital, hidden camera and some kind of, blue, yellow journalism kind of thing, yellow journalists, they do this kind of thing out of the police department, government department, they do.
Hello.
Hello, Ibrahim sir. I think so. Shoaib Khan sir's voice is not coming.
Right. Hello. Uh, Shoaib sir, you're not audible.
Sir, he's not in the meeting now. He has left abruptly. Maybe some network issue at his side.
Network issue. Yeah, all are requested to please be patient. Okay, we will resolve this issue in a minute. Okay, please be with us.
Sir, I tried calling Shoaib sir on WhatsApp. I think he. Hello.
He has
Hello.
joined. He has
He's
joined.
joining. He's joining. He's joining.
Yeah. I'm sorry, still power is gone in that area. And my mobile data was also not working. But anyway, now it's okay. Okay. So let's let me go to the screen again. Okay, Ibrahim, so
Sure.
can you please tell me, am I audible?
Please rotate the screen, sir.
Okay. I have come to the screen here. Yeah, it's here.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
So,
Please continue.
okay. So I was telling you that this inspection reports are nothing but these are the reports which are nothing but cross-checking the standard norms, whether they are practiced or not. It is very similar to the the kind of AICT committee comes to visits our college, or school inspectors go to the different schools, and they check whether the classrooms are good, and the entire environment is good, and teachers, students, all these things are good. The same kind of job AICT also does, whether we meet the standard norms as recommended by them. So that is all. Even the market inspectors, hotel inspectors, and all the municipal corporation inspectors, they normally visit places and they try to standardize the norms. They see whether things are products and services, they are of the they are according to the standard norms or not. Just like if you have the milk, whether liquid milk, the dairy milk, or maybe the powder milk, or maybe the medicines and other kind of item which are sold in the market, if they are really of the standard quality, maybe the kind of measurement which are used for measuring things like weights, and whether 100 gram is really equal to 100 gram, actually 100 gram, or 1 kilogram is actually 1,000 gram, actually whatever. So in order to check all these things, these school inspectors, market inspector, hotel inspector, and even veterinary inspectors, agriculture inspectors, they all visit their places as the job assigned to them, and their job is nothing but to cross check it only, whether the standards are met. If somebody does not meet the normal standard, obviously they will recommend for punishment or for any or whatever, or they will ask them to improve it. They will give instruction. Inventory report, as the word in inventory, is just keeping record, preparing a list of ready reckoner. This kind of practice is done by everybody, by everybody, by every one of us, right from the morning. A house housemaid, or anybody who's taking care of the house, kitchen, he or she has to take care whether everything is in kitchen. A student has to take care whether his bag is full of the books and notebooks and everything that is as per the timetable. And when you start your journey, you also check whether you have kept enough dresses, and all the necessary kind of thing, toothpaste, toothbrush, and everything. So even this is kind of a cross checking, just like when you go on a safari, so you need to carry all those kinds of as required. Obviously, a hunter will always carry his bow or maybe gun or whatever. So a warrior will always go to the front by carrying ammunition. However, George Bernard Shaw always said that what is the use of ammunition in the war? It is always better to carry chocolates, because unless you are alive, how can you fight the war? And Rudyard Kipling said, an army cannot walk on the empty stomach, because unless you eat well, because sometimes you hear some kind of complaint from the army people, soldier also, there is not good quality food and this and that and all that. Anyway, so these are the routine kinds of report, and these kind of routine reports are nothing. These are all the procedure where we collect information. These are the methods of collecting information. So now here, let's see. Now reports are of if we see, reports cannot be, first of all, I told you report based on let me go back to this. Based on, first of all, length and time, all the report I told, short, long, periodical. Then I told you based on nature, purpose, all these 6 types of report. Then I told you types of routine report. These are the kinds of report. I told you like survey reports, this project report, laboratory report, investigation report, and inspection report. You can take even a screenshot for you for your record purpose. And then based on structure. Structure is nothing how report is made or prepared. Actually, one of our vice chancellors once said, it was I think it was M.H.SABOO Faruqi. He was the IIT deputy director, then he was vice chancellor of our university. He once said, in order to inaugurate a book, books are manufactured. Books, there is a process in making a book. So manufacturing a book, that is also a process. And most of the writers, they are not familiar with this entire process. It is the publisher who will advise you, okay, prepare a cover page like that. Or sometimes you give the job to the publisher himself, okay, do this job for me. You do not do it yourself because they have their own, they outsource designers and all those people. They do it all themselves. Then they will also tell you, okay, the dedication page should be here, a preface will be here, list of content will be here, and all this kind of thing will be here, etc., etc. Cover page and jacket and all these things, how will be there? So in a way, a book is really actually manufactured basically. Anyway, so based on structure reports can be, classified in basically 3 parts. Memorandum report is a very short report. It is required at a very short notice. For example, if the principal is going to attend a meeting or director of the company is going to attend a meeting of all businessmen in that association of businessmen. So there he will immediately ask his manager to provide him a report, this kind of information immediately. For example, our principal will collect information from all the HODs. They just please all the collect information from all the teachers, how much course has been completed, how much is the attendance, whether the examination should be rescheduled or whatever, etc., etc. Now, because these kind of things will be discussed, because these are the agenda. So the principal will ask the people and the person to do that. And just before the examination, the principal will ask the storekeeper whether everything is ready. Examination office, everything ready. Whether the answer sheets are ready, whether the thread is ready, whether the graph paper is ready, whether all this. It's all part of inventory. So there they will provide the report. Because this kind of short report is submitted at very short notice. So what we do is, there is no formality here. It can be simply from, to, and then it will be like salutation is not compulsory here. It is like the main body, only information, 1 line, 2 line information. Total approximate attendance, students with less than 50% attendance, itne log. Pura course kitna khatam hua, this much course, this much. You will mention all that. Okay. Now this is short report and then signature. That's all. Normally in a memorandum report, there are hardly 8 or 9 components. If the header is required, it will be the letterhead. If it is on the letterhead, then there will be date. The reference number is not compulsory here. It will be it will be from storekeeper, or maybe it can be accounts manager, or maybe registrar, or it can be head of the department, or it can be anybody else also. So these things from, and then to whom are you going to submit? Salutation is not required as such because it is a very, very, among all the formal report, memorandum report is the least formal report. Because you have to put in only the most essential components, most essential element, and there you put following is the details of attendance, following the details of examination material which you have or you don't have, or maybe in the store where the classrooms are good, fans, light, seating arrangement, everything that storekeeper, the registrar sometimes has to take around in all over the campus whether everything is working well or not, just before the classes start, just before the examination start. That's a memorandum report. Now, later type of report is, we always write letter from the letterhead to date, reference number, and then there is, there is a from sender's full address. Then there is sometime attention line. There is to also with that is necessary. Otherwise, where will the letter go, etc. And then there is a subject line. Then there is salutation. Then there is a main body, and then there is complementary close and signature. All these, there are as many as normally in letter writing there are 7 essential elements and 5 optional elements. But that is what we tell you about the letter writing. I will tell you about the research paper writing. That is a little bit different. It's not exactly letter writing, because it is letter writing. Technical paper writing, letter writing report is something like a combination of letter writing, especially sales letter, and secondly, it is like product development process, all that. And then book type of report. Book type is how you write a book. You will also learn how the book is. The publisher will tell you. Obviously, he knows it all. He's very much expert. But you may also have some idea. I remember a story in one of my group discussions. Some students said they actually were objecting to it. So why should there be plumbing kind of job? Why there is woodwork? Why is there workshop for computer engineer, IT engineer? Yes, sir, my syllabus mein kyun hai? I don't like it. I just can't understand it. I told them that this is necessary because you are a computer engineer. You still need a table. You still need a switchboard on the wall. You will also have to lay a lot of wires here and there. So you need to understand what is the structure. How will you give the kind of plan of work to the carpenter? How will you make it? Carpenter only, he's an artist of wood. He carves the wood only. But how will he get the design? He can suggest you, obviously. Some professional designer will suggest you from their experience. Otherwise, what is your requirement? Because your requirement is tailor-made. Your requirement is customized, custom made as per your requirement. Just like you stitch a coat for a different size of body. your clothes. So it is up to your requirement. So book will also be written according to the standard structures. Now, what are these? Let's see one by one. I'll take about 10-15 minutes on this, and then I will proceed to the other one. Hardly 10 minutes. Now let's see. Now format. Format is like just like following that layout. What is the layout of a letter type of report? A letter normally we have letterhead, which has a logo, which has a full postal address, printed already printed letterheads. And if there are no letterheads, then obviously you will have to write it on top. Once what happened, I was appointed visiting faculty in Polytechnic in our own college. When I joined college, Harun Sah was the principal at that time, and he took me there and he asked, okay, issue the letter. And the letter was issued. I'm sorry, actually I was given extension during another principal later on. So the letter was given me without any letterhead. When it was sent to the principal, he objected, why is it? Who sent the letter? Who is the authority to send a letter? So obviously there should be a sender. In your private personal life, you write from, you type it. Otherwise, in your professional body's organization, it is already printed on top with logo. I'm not going to tell you what should be the design of logo and all that. It will take a long time even to discuss about that also, how to design a logo. But then heading should be big enough, visible. It can be short, just like the name Infosys, just like the name Bata. Okay, very, very short name. Or otherwise, some company will have very, very long. Mafat Lal and Sons and company and brothers and sisters and all that, whatever they write. The names can be big also. So it all depends. But name should be quite visible from a little bit distance also. It should be very much legible, or I should say readable. So format layout is like letterhead with logo and full address. Address is important because address, that is what the people will know, and they will also respond to you later on. Okay. Then a reference number, because you keep files in office, you keep record, and these file records are they are normally in codes. For example, in our college, there are certain codes. Like it will like for Anjuman Islam, then it will be M.H.SABOO, etc. That is the college code. Then it will like admin, because it is originating from the admin department, and if it is originating from the civil engineering department, or maybe physics department, or maybe FE department, or electronic computer, so they will write there, and then they will write about whatever it is, about purchase, about laboratory, about syllabus, about whatever. So that kind of, it is only about the topic. It is only suggests the topic only, and its source. How the entire chain or the line, just like हम लोग जो आपके कंप्यूटर के लैंग्वेज में कहते हैं ना, इसका IP address कैसे मालूम करते हैं, whole tab, how the letter has originated, you mentioned, and then towards the end you write normally name a month like MAY. And if the name of the month is big, you write only short BC, and then year 2021, and then slash you write the number as it is recorded in your register, dispatch register or receipt register. So these are only short form abbreviation, just like code. Date should be written completely, because your letters can be referred to long after you have written them. And remember, date is something like date of birth of a letter. When the letter was produced, the letter was written, generated. Okay, sometimes if the letter is signed on the other day, the principal or director or anybody, the president, general manager, whatever date he signs on, he will put that date on their signature, even though the date may be on top, the date may be different. Sometimes there is a discrepancy in the date on the top and the date below the signature. So sometimes it takes time to get signature. आपने एक को signature करने लिए भेजा, मालूम president मिले नहीं. Normally these kind of dignitaries are at home; they do not visit offices every day. So we have to send some peon, etc., to get the signature. So on the one day you get signature of one person, on the other day you get another signature. So obviously dates will change. So it is better to put the date there also, so that it may be understood as to on what date or how the letter has been progressing or processing or moving or going ahead in the entire process of from typing to getting signature and circulating. Then topic, obviously topic should be quite big enough. I'm talking about letter writer report. It is basically like, what is this? It is like a research paper kind of thing. I will tell you a few more things here. Remember, if you are writing a research paper on behalf of an institution, then only this letter height kind of thing, date and reference number will be required. Because some people, some companies in research institutes, or medical clinical research, medical research, and all these people, they do a lot of research. See, in those kind of research houses, I would say research houses, they are doing research in that area. So there you will use letterhead. For example, if some professor, if he's representing our college and the college is sending for this kind of thing, so he can, the first page can be on the letterhead and all other paper will be normal kind of thing. But if you are publishing a paper or sending a paper for in conference, etc., it will be on a common, normal page and the letterhead will not be there. However, on top, it will be like reports can be of different types also, like, it can be categories, confidential, open, press, defense, all these, even these kind of thing, categories can also be given. Okay. And the report number on top can be given. That is also possible. Informal kind of report where you publish series of report. Otherwise, if you are publishing one paper after 1 year, 2 years, जब मौका मिला जब आपने present किया, so in that, in your private capacity, in your individual capacity, all these things are not required. In the top kind of thing, like letterhead and reference number, all these are not required, and dates are written later on. I will tell you how little bit later. Okay. Now submitted to and submitted by. Who are you going to submit it to? Honorable Minister, submit it to general managers, to the president, to the principal, to the director, or whatever, So all these kind of things will be there. Submitted by. It is also like submitted at also sometimes. In conferences seminar, it is like submitted at. In 5-day seminar on, 5-day conference on, 5-day etc. program at such and such place. You mention all that. So those kind of things will be mentioned after the topic. Then submitted by. If it is written by more than one person, then obviously you will write all your name. And remember, never ever use Mr. before your own name. It has been seen even some senior people also write Mr. It's not. You never अपने नाम के पहले कोई भी श्रीमान जी और महाशय जनाब अपने नाम से पहले कोई नहीं लगाता. और ये Mr. is the least kind of topic or title of respect. आप किसी का कोई और प्रोफेशनल टाइटल अगर नहीं है तो हम मिस्टर सबसे कम लगाते हैं. मिस्टर, मिस etc. all those kind of things. And there is a certain kind of convention. Measures also. If there are more than one person, measures. We use them all. And there is a submitted by. So yeah, next is now introduction. Actually, read here chapter. Paragraph, because it is for the book. But here, if it is letter type of report, it will be called paragraph. After that, the first paragraph that begins. So what do you write in introduction? कभी कभी होता है कि मैं कुछ लिखने बैठा हूं तो लिखूं क्या? What should I write now? How should I start it? How should I develop the entire writing from introduction to the conclusion? Yes, there is a question. So the best thing is that you always try to make an outline of writing. This outline will change later on also. It may completely change. But in the beginning, you fix your direction. रेल का टिकट लो तो आपको पता है भी गोरेगांव जाना है या चर्च गेट जाना है. तो डिसाइड तो करना है आपको. इसके accordingly you have to do decide. And you make some kind of outline, blueprint of the work. You can keep on changing also in order to make it more effective, more representative, more in proper context. It may change. Sometimes you write a story, you write a poem, you keep on changing everything, and when the end product comes, it's quite different from what you started. When you start making a movie, film, in the beginning you start in one way, and later on it's quite different. However, some professionals they do it very well. If they have to complete all the shooting in 2 months, 3 months, they will do it, because otherwise it will be huge cost on that. They cannot afford. So the plan is made in advance. It's important. I will come to that point later. Now here, now what did you write in introduction? Every introduction has these points. Like number 1 is source of motivation. What motivated you to write this book? What motivated you to write this research paper? What inspired you? Whatever the circumstances. Because whenever you are writing a paper, there must be some kind of purpose of writing, Set your purpose. And then purpose will be based on whatever sources. Somebody may have inspired you. Maybe your teacher inspires. Maybe your colleagues inspire. Maybe some of the example things are happening in the market, they inspire. And on the basis of that, you take the first step. Okay, I am going to write a book. Newton may have not written any book, but because he was inspired, actually, motivated by Halley. He must be very thankful, grateful to Halley, who motivated him to do all that. And Halley is not as important as Newton today. Sometimes people claim, even, sometimes, poems and all those kind of writing, novels are written. Some people copy it. This is called plagiarism. People take the credit for that. But anyway, if you do that, if you publish it first with your name, it's okay. Otherwise, some people will come to oppose it also. Okay, you have borrowed this idea. आपने PhD हमारी नकल की है. पूरी PhD आपने पूरी कॉपी कर डाली. MPhil आपने यहाँ से किया. पूरा प्रोजेक्ट हमारा नकल कर दिया. और वैसे तो ये होता है कि all most of the researches are normally it is sort of copying also. एक अमेरिका में जो रिसर्च की कुछ सिमिलर रिसर्च हम इंडिया में कर रहे हैं उसी पर, वाटर पोल्यूशन पर, सॉइल टेस्टिंग पर, इंडस्ट्रियल डेवलपमेंट पर, प्रोडक्ट डेवलपमेंट पर, ऑल दीज। एक ऐसा हो सकता है बिकॉज इवन द प्रोडक्ट डिफरेंट। अब कोई ये कहे कि अमिताभ बच्चन दिलीप कुमार की नकल करते हैं और शाहरुख खान दिलीप कुमार अमिताभ बच्चन की नकल करते हैं, तो उसमें कोई नकल होती है भाई, वो दो अपना वो टीवी तो बहुत से बने, लेकिन आपने नया कंपनी नया टीवी बनाया, नया मॉडल बन गया। car, lot of people they manufacture cars all over the world, but you have come out with a new car, the nano car, the new car with Tata has come recently, only last month. Another car also, a small car family. I should call even smaller than a family car. Then the next thing in the same introduction, you explain about the roadmap to the report, or to roadmap to the book also if you are writing a book. Roadmap to the book, how the book will progress in chapter number 1, part of this, part 2, part 3. This is how the entire the project will progress. The research will progress. How I am going ahead. Just like मैंने आपको highlights बताई, मेरे presentation का highlights ये हैं. So this is how I will progress. So you can show the roadmap. Methods. This can be chapter number 2. Now in method, what happens? Methods can be many and it depends. Sometimes people can use all the 3 I mentioned here, or it can be any one, or any 2, or all of them, or any one of them, whatever. Now these will be part of the research work, whatever. Now what do you do? Number one, data collection. How did you collect the information? There can be primary sources, secondary sources, tertiary sources. Okay. Primary sources are the original, your own observation, your own research, your own experiments, and all that. Secondary sources are collecting information from different offices. Like, you collect information from the ministries, you collect information from hospitals, and you collect information from business houses, and then or companies, factories, etc. Accordingly, you collect all the secondary information. And tertiary information is like this, which are published in newspapers and books from libraries. वो third level है, research का एक method होता है. और ये बिल्कुल ऐसे आप जब रिसर्च कलेक्शन कर रहे हो तो कलेक्शन के बहुत से मेथड्स होंगे. One of the methods is like this. Just a minute. Your method will be like interviews or questionnaires, or data collection from different sources like sample surveys. And depending on your own resources, either you will have census or you will collect sample, or random or stratified. Okay. Now let's come to this. So these are the different sources you collect information. Anybody, for example, all my students who are writing a project book today, now I have asked them to collect information from different sources. Obviously, most people depend on Wikipedia. I don't think it is correct, because even Wikipedia is not always authentic as compared to the standard published books by renowned authors, because there are different opinions. However, Wikipedia normally verifies it, and because of that, it all keeps on asking everybody for citation, seeking citation. They mentioned it there. So information is okay, but WhatsApp information or the Wikipedia and this this kind of Facebook information, they may not be standard because you cannot rely on them. They will be subjective, and we need to collect information which is very, very objective, verifiable. Okay. Now data analysis, even status. There, how will you analyze data? There are certain ways to analyze data. There can be certain kind of central tendencies like mean, median, mode. Standard deviation, variation, range, and chi-square, t-square test, and all those kind of things you do in order to verify data, in order to check the reliability and of the data, reliability and consistency of the data. So this is the kind of thing you do. After research, mein aap hum reality, reliability, and all those kind of things. These are standard procedure in research methodology. All those people, I think it is recommended. I think it is done at the final year B.Tech also, but otherwise in master degree this part is very important. Research methodology is very important, and in MPhil PhD it is necessary. You have to even pass a paper also on research and methodology, and you learn all these things. A person like me cannot understand much, but anyway I also had to do it because my background is not from mathematics, or because I come from the humanities. I have studied economics and geography, so that is what I have studied. But there was a lot of application of statistics, but advanced statistics, or it was called there is a lot of use of algebra. So that kind of I was failing there. So But anyway, you analyze the data with the help of all these statistical methods. You use them all. First of all, you collect data in a tabular form and then you analyze it. And these days, since the information technology kind of thing, Excel sheet and all the data filtering kind of thing is so easy today, now you do not have to calculate with the help of calculator. Everything is filtered. Data can be filtered. Hundreds of thousands of dimensions of information can be organized, reorganized, and put in different dimensions. Whatever, you can filter the data. It is nothing but filtration. And then you focus on that, explain it, result, then compare it. However, comparison may not, a coefficient of correlation cannot always be correct in every case. If there is heavy rains in Assam and some accident happens in Lakhimpur Kheri, there is no correlation at all. अब एक साथ दोनों चीजें हो रही तो ये that can be quite incidental. अब then there's some kind of thing happened in Lakhimpur Kheri and then that big incident in the luxurious liner with Shah Rukh Khan's sons and all those were arrested and all that. Now these two incidents are quite different. There cannot be any correlation at all. Whatever has happened in South America or in Japan, there should be some kind of logical kind of understanding. You may learn, you should be able to relate it, to put it to proper context, apply it properly. That is important. Now data presentation, obviously it is very simple, just like I am doing it. It can be tabular form of presentation, it can be diagrammatic presentation, it can be descriptive narrative presentation, it can be oral presentation, all this. Or it can be eclectic, means a group of things, mila-jula, mixed kind of thing. Yeah, oral presentation, actually, you can also mention there, after descriptive, oral presentation, and eclectic. A combination of all these. First of all, you collect data in tabular form. Any research, especially scientific research, is always done with the help of tables. Then you need a lot of diagram. A subject like economics can never be understood, cannot be explained without diagram. Wherever there is economics, there is diagram. Always, almost always. Then you can, of course, describe it, write it, explain it. Or it can be oral, just like I'm doing it now. It is actually both the things together. Then you also mentioned in the same introduction, you also mentioned your limitation. Limitation, for example, you can write a project, you can do a research on any very specific area. Only governments or kind of bodies that will also be sponsored by big companies or by countries, and they will do it in their own countries. Just like health kind of program, collect information about whatever is the data about this kind of pandemic, certain diseases, or other kind of thing, maybe on pharmacology, maybe other kind of chemicals, soil, and all kinds of data they are collecting. कितने कौन से कंट्री में कितने फॉरेस्ट हैं, कौन से टाइप के हैं, कौन से बर्ड्स की स्पीशीज हैं, ये पूरा डेटा कलेक्ट करना है. और कितना एम्प्लॉयमेंट है, कितने लोग बीमार हैं, कितने लोग हाइट कितनी पूरे कंट्री में, एक नॉर्मल स्टैंडर्ड हाइट कितनी है लेडीज की और जेंट्स की, और मेडिसिन का हेल्थ केयर कितना है. ऑल दिस काइंड ऑफ डेटा कैन बी कलेक्टेड. बट एनीवे, an individual as part of PhD cannot do that. So obviously you have got a limitation, restriction of time. You have limited amount of budget. आपको टाइम भी है आपके पास, आपको 4 साल के अंदर 3 साल के अंदर PhD कंप्लीट करना है. आप बहुत ही एम्बिशियस प्लान आप प्रोजेक्ट रिसर्च का नहीं ले सकते. However, you can give this recommendation at the end of your topic research. You can put some kind of this kind of line, one-liner or two-liner of couple of point, the recommendation. These are your findings, and if more and more research is done on these lines in different areas, we will be able to have a more comprehensive view, understanding more, just like macro kind of view of this entire situation in the country or at the global level. Money will be a restraint. Then HR, human resource, also sometimes you do not have trained researchers, statisticians, data collectors. They are not expert. Everybody is not a good salesman. Everybody is not a good marketing man. Everybody is not expert in that specific field that you need at this point of time. So you need to train, and once you have trained them, then only you will send them all to the work. Then you can collect information. The people, sometimes it takes time also in incubation, and then with the help of simulation and all those kind of processes, and examples, you train the staff, and accordingly you go ahead. Now the next part comes. It is like chapter number 3, 4, 5, whatever, any number. If it is a book, it can be a score of chapters, dozens of chapters, scores of chapters, 12, 15, 20, 25, 30. In novels, बहुत से cantonment होते हैं. But now novel is a different thing. We are talking about the research paper. Now here, wherever I am mentioning chapter, please consider paragraph. All the paragraph. Paragraph number 2, 3, 4, 5 will be like your observation. Whatever you have observed. Now explain it. analysis, description, explanation, whatever you call it. All this will go on in 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 15, 20 paragraph in your research paper, and then you will give your conclusion or findings. Normally, conclusion is given in other kind of reviews only. Reviews. Findings are given in pure research. Pure research. Recommendations are nothing. Recommendations are only to go ahead, go further for more research. These kind of recommendation can be given, or recommendation you can also give to apply this knowledge in this and this and this field. In order to make it large use of application of this thing. Signature at the end. After research paper, but signature is also at the end. So how the entire, if I tell you about the format of research paper, obviously I cannot tell you what the research is you have done. First of all, I am from humanities. Secondly, it is your research. A physics professor will not tell you how to do the research in chemistry or civil engineering or any other thing, in soil testing, construction of building, air pressure, wind pressure, sunlight, erosion, corrosion, okay, all these, how the rivers move. So these kind of research will be done only by those subject experts. But anyway, my job here is to tell you in the format. It is something like I am giving you the template. Form bharo, ye column hai. Your research will be complete. So whenever you are writing a paper, first of all, you try to understand. It will be like on top. If it is required, you can write category, whatever it is. Otherwise, it will be like on the letterhead, your own letterhead. If you are a research company, research organization. Otherwise, you simply write topic. You can start from the topic. Then you can write. You will, in private research, it will start from topic. And in a government office or official organization, the first 3 points will also be required. And the third point will change its location later on. The topic should be big, bold, and quite easily readable. And this will be, the font size can be about 18 to 20. I will tell you about that little later on as well. Submitted to, it will be like submitted to, or submitted at this and this 4 days, 3 days, a seminar or conference at Hyderabad, etc., all that. Okay, on such and such date. Submitted by your own name, or a couple of, or more than 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever number of people who have writing. Yes, sometimes researches are written in collaboration. Yes, and then introduction. I told you whatever thing. Introduction में क्या लिखना है आपको? You have to write this in source of whatever motivation very briefly. Only 1 line, 2 lines only. Circumstances. Either of these. Either motivation or inspiration or circumstances. Any one of these or all of these. Then briefly 2, 3, 4, 5 lines only. 1 paragraph, short paragraph about the roadmap to the report or book. ये कैसे progress हमारी book आगे कैसे जा रही है? आपको क्या क्या चीजें मिलेंगी? Roadmap. You are showing the direction. Now methods. Whatever methods you have applied, you mention in this chapter. It will be brief. It may be hardly about 1 page or 2 pages. Hardly. In a book, it can be 2 pages. In a research paper, it will be 1 paragraph only. Simple. You can mention. And it is not necessary to mention all these data collection or data analysis or data presentation. You can use any one of these. And limitation, obviously, you should mention, because knowledge is so huge, so unlimited from the human being's thinking point of view. Knowledge is unlimited actually. Everything you cannot, you can have mastery on everything. You can be expert of civil engineering only. You cannot be expert of mechanical engineering at the same time and equally well. You cannot be expert of physics all the time. You cannot expert all the things. Sometimes you're an MBBS student. There is a reputation of that field. But anyway, anybody who has done his chemistry in MSc, and somebody who has done MSc in botany and zoology, then his qualification is much more than MBBS student. He will come almost equivalent to that kind of qualification when he does his MD or MS, or he does DM. I mean, some kind of doctor of medicine later on, higher degree, something like PhD. Okay, like that only. And then after the observation here, this is all analysis, and it can continue for a long. I mean, just as much you can, you can stretch it. 3 paragraph, 4 paragraph, 5 paragraph, 6 paragraph, whatever number of paragraphs you can write. Obviously, this is the main body basically of the entire research work. And then will be conclusion. I told you conclusion can be in other kind of thing. जब किसी को आप कोई review type की चीज लिखते हो, उसमें conclusion होता है कि वो that sort of summary. And findings, it is like here, finding is in core research. Recommendation is actually it can be written separately. Sometimes only last 2, 3 last small paragraph in this chapter, conclusion chapter can be written like recommendation. Otherwise, sometimes in PhDs or in other kind of research studies, when you write a book about 100 pages, 200 pages, PhD size, PhD thesis size, there you write a recommendation as a separate chapter also. There you can give insight to the reader as to wherever this study can be applied. This kind of research is useful for students, for teachers of this field, and research workers, and this and that and whatever. Okay, signature. I believe that I have done enough for the research paper. I have not given any diagrammatic presentation here, and then I will tell you about this. Now, next one is book report. Now, if you're writing a book report, it is nothing just like you're writing a thesis, MPhil or PhD thesis. Everyone does that like that. और हम में से अक्सर लोग जो PhD कर चुके हैं, आपको पता ही होगा कि आपका सुपरवाइजर जो होता है नॉर्मली आज तो बेटा ये PhD मेरी वाली है, इसको देख लो, इसमें कैसे कैसे होता है, ये देख के कर लो. This is how entire thing is written. And then during the research, you also come across a lot of other PhDs also. तो आपको पता हो कवर पेज पे ये होता है, टाइटल पेज ये होता है, इसके सर्टिफिकेट यहाँ पर लगेगा और लिस्ट ऑफ कंटेंट्स यहाँ पर लगेगा, इंट्रोडक्शन यहाँ होगा, कंक्लूजन यहाँ होगा, और उसके बाद में आपको बिब्लियोग्राफी वगैरह कैसे लिखो, उसके सब तरीके हैं. But I will tell you good variety of all these things. And nothing is permanent, nothing is fixed here. Certain things change, but there is a flexibility up to a certain extent. ये ऐसे ही है कि आपसे अगर कहा जाए मस्टर्ड प्लांट बना तो मस्टर्ड प्लांट लगना चाहिए, banyan plant or banyan plant. Okay, if you are drawing the picture of a dog, it should look like a dog, not a donkey, not a bull. So that is the only difference. However, obviously they will have leg, there will be tail, there will be body, there will be head, and horns and mouth and nostrils, everything you will design. So here it also, there can be a variety, but the variety can be like, it can be, cannot be out of the world. अब किसी आदमी का पिक्चर अगर आप करिए स्केच बनाना है तो जाहिर है उसके पहिए नहीं लगाओगे आप, शोल्डर की जगह पे उसके पंख नहीं लगाओगे, but चीरब, some kind of story, legendary stories. It's not like that. And then अब वैसे तो कभी होता है लोग बाइक में instead of putting up हैंड बार, अब कोई साइकिल के हैंडल में कोई व्हील लगा दे, स्टीयरिंग लगा दे तो कैसा लगेगा, थोड़ा ऑड लगेगा ना. साइकिल तो चलेगी, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, पर ऐसा होता नहीं. Okay, so a man should look like a man and the animal should look like an animal. A tree should look like a tree. A building should look like a building. So that is how your book should look like a book. And I told you in the beginning, the book type of report, what is it? Book type of report, as I told you in the beginning, it's like manufacturing a book. Only publishers know. Writers normally do not know how to prepare a book. PhD scholars sometimes do not know how to write a thesis, how to manufacture a book. That they are normally taught by their teacher. They correct them, and sometimes they are sent to the library. Go see how different things are. आप पूरा मटेरियल आपका रिसर्च का तैयार हो गया, मेन बॉडी, अब ये बुक का डेकोरेटिव पार्ट कैसे आप बनाओगे, दे विल टेल यू अबाउट दिस. कवर पेज कैसा होगा, टाइटल पेज कैसा होगा, पेज क्या होगा, ये सब चीजें. All these are coming here one by one. Let's see. Actually, the book has got 3 parts: front matter, main body, and back matter. Basic 3 part. Any book. फिर बाद में बुक को आप कवर कैसा, हार्ड कवर लगाओ, जैकेट लगाओ, ये सॉफ्ट कवर लगाओ, या जैसे भी, इट इज ऑल अप टू यू ओनली. पेजेस कैसे होंगे, बुक का साइज क्या होगा, वो डिफरेंट साइजेस मार्केट में बुक के आते हैं. A4 साइज और A8 आता है, A6 आता है, इस तरह के भी बुक बेस्ड साइज आते हैं, और वो मार्केट में दे आर ऑल वेरी कॉमन एवरीवेयर. तो पब्लिशर आपको बताएंगे कि बुक के साइज क्या होगा, वो आपको. PhD thesis normally is written on A4 size. Okay, executive bond, one side printing or typing, and then it is written like a front matter. What a cover page. Now, what is cover page? The purpose of cover page is actually, number one, the main purpose of the cover page is to show something like the summary of the book. It is only title. It suggests the topic. It shows the context. And because of that, there are a lot of elements on the cover page. On the cover page, there are as many as 10 elements, 10 components. Number one, on top, on any kind of research kind of book, if you are publishing, on the top left, it will be report number. On the top right, it will be category like confidential, open, press, publishing, whatever. Okay, all that you will write. General, public, these kind of things. Very small, छोटे font में top पे लिखेंगे. Then it will be your topic. And then there will be like submitted to, submitted by, book में आप जो लिखोगे. This is I'm telling you about the research book, not the common book. In comma book like submitted to, etc. is not given. There's a different topic, and I am telling you side by side. Research book like will be the cover page will be like this. There are as many as 10 components. Will you remember? It is like number 1, reference number on top left hand side. It is confidence. What is this? Category on top right, top page. Submitted to, submitted to my honorable minister, honorable general manager, honorable principal, honorable director, honorable president, whatever you, honorable chief minister, or honorable president, etc. All these to whom you are submitting the report. Because there are a lot of inquiry commission, and the commissions are not very, very small. Sometimes reports are written in huge bodies, sometimes volumes, 1,000 pages, 2,000, 4,000 pages are sometimes, So they write it like inquiry commissions are like that only. So here, submitted to, submitted by. And then it will be like name of the, then there will be some kind of, logo. I'm sorry. There will be some kind of insert or box where you will suggest the topic. It is called frontispiece. In any book, you will see a certain design. This suggests about the topic. What is the topic? If it is a book of economics, maybe there is a diagram. Everybody understand what diagram. Or maybe somebody is working. चाहे वो किसी लेबर को काम करते हुए दिखाए एक पिक्चर इमेज में इंसर्ट में इससे मतलब ये कुछ लगता है इकोनॉमिक्स टाइप की बुक लग रही है और मे बी देयर बी माउंटेन फॉरेस्ट और मे बी सर्टेन लेडीज एंड मेन और वीमेन इन सर्टेन काइंड ऑफ ड्रेस कोड और खेत में काम करते तो इसका मतलब शायद ये ज्योग्राफी एग्रीकल्चर से रिलेटेड बुक होगी. Then in case of mathematics book, there will be a board in which somebody is writing 2 + 2 = 2 and then whatever some kind of algebraic equation. You will understand this book belongs to algebra, mathematics. Then in case of electrical engineering, there can be a pylon. I mean whole structure of a tower, a steel structure tower with wires. You will understand. Okay, this book is going to be about electrical engineering. In case of computer engineering, it can be like keyboard, screen, and all that can be printed inside. So these are frontispiece. I have not mentioned all these here. But anyway, this is what I tell my student because we have got a lot of time here. But I'm just mentioning it. And then there will be name of the institution or organization if you belong to that. If you are writing as an official report. So there logo will also come. Logo can be just over the heading or it is better to keep it on either side, left or right side. It is better to keep on the left hand side because logo will also occupy space on the cover page. So you can utilize this space, put it on the left hand side and the name of the organization along with the address, it will be at the bottom. And even below that also, there will be data submission. Submission date. Inquiry Commission's report is submitted on such and such date. This will cover page. Now the next is title page. Now in case of title page and all that, I will tell you about this. It will also have all the things on the cover page except the picture or image or frontispiece. It will have 3 more information. Number 1, approved by. I mean somebody who has given the certificate. Go ahead, approval. Just like you write your project and in the college professor writes certificate. This is to certify that this work has been done under my supervision. The work is complete and ready for submission. और बाद कभी-कभी सर्टिफिकेट ये भी होता है partial fulfillment of the requirement of the degree for the award of the degree of M.Tech, B.Tech or whatever. Signature. Okay, these kind of things are given. No, this person who is that, his name is given, certified or approved by. Third is copyright. Copyright normally either you write only authors, author only. Otherwise, people who are familiar with it, they understand whatever copyright means. It is C encircled, inside a circle. Copyright. Now this kind of copyright is that nobody can, it is mentioned, sometimes people write it. No part of this book can be copied, printed, published, produced, reproduced, retrieved in any form, electronic or otherwise, without prior permission of the author or authors. Now this kind of, some kind of, note is given under copyright. But even if you don't write anything, you can simply write author. Sometimes people write publisher because you sell your copyright to the publisher and he publishes it for 10 years, for 20 years, whatever. So he prints it, gets it printed and publishes all over the country or all over the world. So he only pays you money. Initially, आप जब कोई book लिखते हो तो जैसे हम में से कई लोगों ने book publish की होंगी तो उनका कहता है तुमको 20% cost मिलेगा या क्या मिलेगा और लेकिन copyright भी publisher का है आपका नहीं है. Dr. M.H.SABOO knows it. He has published a couple of books and he knows. So copyright sometimes are taken for 10 years, 20 years. Okay. और जहां तक मुझे मालूम है कि it is not more than 30 years. After 30 years you can, or otherwise whatever time you have given. And then they will pay you. If you are a new author, they will pay you a lump sum point, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 1 lakh, 4 lakh. But obviously if it is not a Sachin Tendulkar book and if it is not a book by Manmohan Singh or any other person. So they will not. They will pay you accordingly. Shashi Tharoor, his books are always acceptable, and he gets lakhs of money. Mamta Banerjee, she has also written 2 dozens of books, and she gets royalty of that. She's a good writer. You may not have imagined about that. She gets copyright out on her book, and she keeps on writing. Every 2-3 years, she publishes a book. So people are earning money through that also. Or otherwise, sometimes they fix over 20%, 10% will go to you because there's a cost of printing, marketing, transportation, distribution, marketing, and all those kind of things. So obviously, 20% is quite a huge amount of money you are given. And Shashi Tharoor and even Mamta Banerjee and all these people, Sachin Tendulkar also, whatever cost they may have got, it may be only 10% only of that. The main profit may have been earned by the publisher himself if he has taken the copyrights. Okay. So copyright you will write there. Next is, I'm sorry. Now what happened? Yes. Now dedication will come after title page, and it is not necessary. Obviously, if it is a personal book, then you can dedicate it to your parent, grandparent, or anybody. You can, to some of your leaders of whatever kind of thing, whatever his contribution, from whomever you are inspired, you can dedicate it to anybody. Okay, but it is only possible in a private book. In a government sponsored or sponsored by others, obviously he will dictate his terms to dedicate it to whom. Dedicated to the Prime Minister, President, APJ Kalam, ex-president, late president, or maybe some other person also in that field, Mother Teresa, or anybody. This all depends on you. And this is like dedicated to my parent. It is not long. The matter is spread all over the page. And sometimes you give picture also of that person, or otherwise simply dedicated to my parents, dedicated to my teachers, dedicated to my guru, or dedicated to my to the Prime Minister, President, or whatever. That's what you write. Now, terms of reference. What is terms of reference? Terms of reference is like when you submit a report. You have to submit a certificate that there are 2 things. Number 1, you write your own certificate because you were appointed as the chairman of the inquiry commission. So the chairman of the inquiry commission will write like this is I was appointed as the chairman of this kind of commission, and I was authorized to conduct this kind of inquiry into this kind of matter, etc., etc. I was assisted by this Mr. XYZ, etc. Now now the inquiry is complete and ready for submission. I would like to submit the same now. Kindly acknowledge. Thanks, kind regards, and the name and signature of the chairman. This is one certificate. But sometimes you can also use, just like you have mentioned, how you were authorized. Otherwise, if you submit the report in the office, who will accept it? Nobody will accept it because who are you? आप होते कौन हो? अरे एक रिपोर्ट तो नहीं जमा करते ना एरर की आपने जमा क्यों करी? What is the reference? What is the content? So here is the certificate. Sometimes you keep a copy, original copy you keep with you, or you sometimes you sign on 2 or 3 papers, similar photocopies, and one you attach with the book, after the dedication or after the title page, that is, and one you keep in the envelope and get signature of acceptance. Received a copy of the report. Same copy. The person who will receive it in the office, he will receive it. Okay. And you will keep it with you as a record that the report was really submitted and accepted also. And the person will accept it only when he understands it. Otherwise, he will ask you where is the letter. So for that matter, you can also attach one more letter, or before that also, or after that. It is better to after that. That is Mr. XYZ is appointed. आप वो जो authority letter, जो appointment letter वो आप उसमें attach करो. That is also required. This is how inquiry commission reports are. I'm not talking about other books yet because a lot of things can be eliminated. These are not required. Make the book very simple. आप अपनी book जो publish करते हो उसमें सब चीजें होना जरूरी नहीं है. Then there is forward. Now what is forward? Forward is generally written by 99% it is written by other people who are the experts of this field. They have specialized in this field. And then and not only that, sometimes the author asks some famous person to write the foreword for his book only because he wants to make his book more famous because of his name. For example, okay, if I'm writing a book on management, communication in management, so maybe I will ask either my director or maybe some principal or maybe the vice chancellor of the university because he's famous. That was in one way. Or otherwise, I will ask any famous author who is already well known in the market, and he will write my foreword. What does he do? He simply write the critical analysis, critical review, critical appreciation of the book. It's one and the same thing. Either you call it review or critical. It does not mean criticism. It is like a good and bad thing, merits and demerits. However, nobody will like any bad thing. डिमेरिट्स कोई भी नहीं लिखेगा, वरना बुक पब्लिश कैसे होगी, मार्केट में एक्सेप्ट कैसे होगी, वो अच्छी चीजें लोगों की लिखी होती है. तो फॉरवर्ड रिटन बाय द डायरेक्टर. अब किसी ने मैनेजमेंट की बुक लिखी, IM के डायरेक्टर मिस्टर ढलकिया, he wrote the book. I mean, that's why not now. So he wrote the forward only because he has been very famous in writing books, and number two, he is also a famous man because he's the director of no other institution than IM, which is the nation's top institute of management. So everybody will know, okay, अगर किसी बुक का रिव्यू अगर किसी ने इसने लिखा है या फॉरवर्ड इसने लिखा है, in other words, so obviously it will be very it will become very famous because of him. ये बिल्कुल ऐसे ही, just like the special appearance of Amitabh Bachchan in a movie. Okay, if Amitabh Bachchan gives the voiceover or maybe he appears once sometime, the movie becomes very famous only because he's a big star. If not now, but once upon a time he was a big star. So this is the kind of thing, forward. So forward is something like either you call it review, critical review, or you may call it critical appreciation or critical analysis, which is written by a renowned person in that specific field, in order to increase the value of the book, enhance the value of the book, acceptability of the book. That is the purpose. Otherwise, there is no value. And remember, there have been some exception also. In linguistics, there have been at least 2 or 3 authors, A.C. Gimson and Daniel Jones. अगर कभी आपको इनकी बुक मिले, एक तो डिक्शनरी है of English words pronunciation, and another one is about the phonetics. So they have written phonetics of their own. They have written forward of written their own forward. They did not go because they understood nobody can do justice to the book. मेरे अलावा इसके बड़ा और कोई authority है नहीं. So they wrote their forward themselves. Okay. Now this is the main topic, so I need to pay more attention to all this. It will take 5-6 more minutes on this. Okay. Now forward is replaced by a certificate in project work. ध्यान रखिए, जब प्रोजेक्ट वर्क कॉलेज में जमा होते हैं वहां पर फॉरवर्ड नहीं होता. वहां पर फॉरवर्ड क्या होता है, वही टीचर का है. Teachers vows, he vouches, takes a vow for that he takes responsibility, promise that the research has been conducted under my supervision and the book is complete and ready for submission. So that is kind of replacement there. Otherwise, in a book, it can be like a review. You can get a review. Preface is written by the author himself, and what is it? It's something like introduction. And normally it ends with requesting the readers to provide a feedback. Okay. And what is the preface? Preface is again like introduction. Number one, what inspired you, motivated you to write the book? What are the circumstances? And then it is a roadmap of the entire book. And what you do that? Chapter number 1 deals with this. Chapter number 2 deals with this. Chapter number 3 deals with chapter number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 deal with this. Now you are giving some kind of summary of each chapter. I mean, before going deeper, delving deep into the book, before splashing in, jumping with a splash in the book, you should first of all go through this kind of paragraphs. ये book में है क्या और हमको मेरे मतलब की चीज कहाँ मिलेगी? Because of that, this kind of things are given here. This is called preface. And at the end, sometimes acknowledgement is either part of it or sometimes it is written separately. However, in project work, scientific work, normally in PhD also, normally it is abstract. Remember, there is a difference between abstract and synopsis. There is a difference between abstract and synopsis. As you know, synopsis is the outline or plan of proposed work. And abstract is summary of the completed work. That's the difference. So abstract is normally, it is sometime, when PhD students, when they submit their PhDs, they normally, attach it as part of it, just before list of contents. And normally it is about just 1% or 2% or maximum 3% of the total size of the MPhil. And there is a purpose for that. When the expert who will examine your PhD thesis, he may not necessarily go word by word for everything. He may not have enough time. So what is suggested? You submit a summary of that completed work. The expert, the professor who will examine your PhD or MPhil or project MTech project work or MSc project work, etc. So he will go through the abstract first, and whenever he finds in any paragraph in any chapter wise, because it is something like miniature, just like आप हवाई जहाज को आसमान में उड़ते हुए देखते हो तो वो ऊपर का आपको दिखता है, तो जहां पर आपको चीज देखने की जरूरत है वहां पर आपको you have to magnify it, and then then he will turn over the pages of the actual PhD thesis, of MPhil or PhD. Otherwise, first of all, he will go through कि पूरा ये work है क्या. That is something like this. That is actually summary. Pressy, you may call it pressy. Pressy is nothing but the core of the thing, the crux of the matter. Something. And when he will come for Viva, etc., then he will especially pinpoint those things. वो अपने मार्कर से निकालेगा, आपने यहाँ पर ये जो मेंशन किया इसका मतलब क्या है, इसके what do you mean by that, etc. Now there will be some kind of your open defense to the Viva. That is how every examiner does. हम लोग चाहे एमटेक का बीटेक का प्रोजेक्ट करो या वो पीएचडी की थीसिस चेक करें, ज्यादातर सबका यही होता है. और वेदर ही इज एक्सपर्ट फ्रॉम जापान और अमेरिका, यूएस और फ्रॉम वाशिंगटन यूनिवर्सिटी, न्यूयॉर्क यूनिवर्सिटी, ऑक्सफोर्ड, कैम्ब्रिज और व्हाटएवर, इट डज, दे डू ऑल द सेम. ये सबका प्रोसीजर वही है. और ये दिस इज द न्यू काइंड ऑफ थिंग. एब्स्ट्रैक्ट पहले बुक्स में नहीं होता था. दिस काइंड ऑफ थिंग ओनली 20-25 years back only these people, this kind of thing has been provided, because those people, they are also very professional, professor very professional. They are also examining books, they are visiting different countries, different places, different universities, कभी यहाँ कभी वहां. उनके पास दर्जनों पीएचडी आती रहती सुपरविजन करने के लिए. तो obviously they don't have time to go through each and everything. They may be entirely lost in that also. So first of all, they go through the abstract summary of the completed work. Just as I told you about the synopsis is nothing but it is an outline or plan, proposed plan of work. जो आप करने जा रहे हैं उसकी outline है, which you can change also later on. So you submit your project work so that under the supervision of your supervisor, or on the advice of your supervisor, the professor under whom you are going to conduct your project, PhD, MPhil, etc., he asks you, okay, write a synopsis, do you plan a project? Now, obviously, you are a student, you do not know much as compared to the teacher. He will first of all ask you to write the synopsis, an outline, and then he will make correction. He will edit a lot of things, he will add a few things, he will delete a few things, and after that the final synopsis will be ready for submission, and then it will go to the board of academic council, to the academic council, and there are also very, very senior people, they will also approve of it. Okay, this research is workable or not. यानी आपने कोई research का topic ऐसे ले लिया, हो ही नहीं सकता. For example, in my case, when I was choosing my PhD topic, then one of the professor of linguistics asked me to conduct research on the linguistic aspect of people who are injured, their brain is injured. Then there was another professor of psychology later on, when I told him, because initially I had worked under him and he was teaching psychology earlier. So then he told me, beta, ये कि आपको किसने बता दिया? ये research तुम कैसे कर पाओगे? You are doing MPhil or PhD here. It is not possible. And who will be ready? जिसका सर फूटा पड़ा हॉस्पिटल में एडमिट है, तुमको कौन इंटरव्यू देगा? कैसे मिलेगा? You will find hardly 1 or 2 cases. लेकिन वहां पर ज्यादा केसेस की जरूरत भी नहीं थी. Only 5-10 cases were enough. But for that, I had to wait for it. कि कब किसका एक्सीडेंट हो, कब कौन सर फूटा वाला हॉस्पिटल में आएगा इमरजेंसी में, तब मैं उसका इंटरव्यू लूंगा, बात करूंगा या ऑब्जर्व करूंगा. Then it will take long time. And I had to complete my PhD in 3 years. Anyway, I did not complete my PhD because of that dilemma. Later on also, there were other things also. Many things. I'm a dropout of PhD. I'm sorry. And it should not be an example for others. So, okay. So, you have to choose the topic. The synopsis is made in order to get permission, approval of the experts, whether you can really go ahead with the work or not. Otherwise, there will always be limitation, like limitation of time, money, resources, and all those kind of things. You will never be able to complete a PhD in 5 years also. So choose a topic which you can complete only 3 or 4 years. MPhil, minimum 12 months, and MPhil 24 months. That's the minimum kind of, which is, the standard kind of time. In different universities can be more also. However, practically it always takes more than that. That's the minimum time. वैसे तो आपने सुना होगा कुछ लोगों ने BA या BSc 10 या 12 साल की उम्र में कर लिया होगा, but they are all genius. That's a different thing. Come on next. So I told you about the preface and abstract. Now acknowledgement, sometimes it is the last part of the paragraph. Acknowledgement is nothing. It's something like thanking or showing your gratitude to all those people who have helped you in making or contributed in writing the book. All those people, like somebody who has inspired you, your teacher, professor, your parents, your friends. Then thank them all who have helped you. I mean, the people who allowed you to visit a place to collect data. Librarians, thank companies, thank government offices, factories, and all those people. Police department who allowed you to conduct this kind of thing. Otherwise, certain places you are not allowed to go there. They are restricted places. So you thank them all. And then you should also thank, not the least, last but not the least, your own parents and family people. And then you say, without whose blessings etc. The book may have not seen the light of the day. Normally, ये बहुत ही पुराना sentence लोग लिखते हैं ना. So you can also write in a similar way. Acknowledgements are written like that. That's all. It's normally about half page something. It depends. Or okay, now list of contents. List of contents are written differently. However, because there are 3 parts of the book. All the topics of the front matter, like certificate, preface, forward, preface, maybe abstract, they will be written in italics. Number will be in italics, and their other parts will be in italics. Topic will be italics, even page number will also be italics, small italics, all that. The main topic starting from introduction. It will all be in normal case are number 1, chapter number 1, then name of the topic and the page number. Page number can be written in 2 ways, either start and end. Usually you write the start of the page. Now the back matter is written in all capital letters. Their top titles are in capital letter. Numbers are also capital Roman, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They will come later. I'll tell you about that. They will all come later. So you can mention all of them. So, okay. And then you can also make a list of tables, list of content, diagrams, list of notation. Even this can also mention. Now the real book will appear here. Now, see, now this is the cover page as you write. Just a minute, let me show it. My time is also getting over because I told you, time is short. Anyway, I will. Now this is how. The cover page will have all this information. On the top left, report number, then category on the left hand side, right hand side, the topic, the submitted to, submitted by. Then frontispiece is the design that is suggestive of the book. That suggests about the topic, whatever, diagram, image, picture, design, photograph, whatever. Then logo of the organization, name of the organization, full address, and date of submission. Okay, this is about the cover page. Then, there will be this one. Title page normally is written. You can see in any standard books, it is mentioned like this. You check it. Report number on top, category number, topic. And then because there are a lot of other matters also, so what happens is you are supposed to divide the page into 2 in the middle of it. I have done it like this. There is vertical lines and dot like that. I have divided this page in this right and left column. You can copy your box from the, if it is you are typing from Word. Tables you can copy one side and right and left hand side. On the right hand side will be like submitted to, the same thing, honorable, but it will be on the right hand side. Submitted by, just like my student who are writing their project, like student name and his roll number in bracket. And on the left hand side will be like copyright, sorry, approved by, then copyright, and then there is distribution to all. And then there will be logo, name of the organization, full address and all that. Some people believe that the name of the organization, address, etc. can be put on the top. It's okay. It can be done. This much option is okay. But it does not mean that you are turning the man upside down. अब किसी आदमी को उल्टा नहीं खड़े करो, इसको फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. But there is a possibility. You can see it from the other side also. There is a possibility. We have done this much here in this case. Now in the main body, whatever you do, I have already explained, and it won't take much time here. If you are writing main body is the main matter. That is what you have done the research. That is what your observation. That is what you explain. That is where you use your table and diagram. This is like for research paper, it is usually about 300 words. It can be 200 words. It depends. Whatever the conference rules are given to you, the organizer tell you. Introduction will be the first chapter normally in books. Otherwise, it will be a paragraph in a book. So it is like guiding or roadmap to the book. Then method, same thing I have told you earlier. I will not repeat. Then analysis, description, all this will come here. Same in same manner. Obviously, their extent will be large. Introduction can be 1 page instead of 1 paragraph here. 1 page, 2 pages. And here, the methods can be entire 1 page or even more. But in the research paper, it was just 1 paragraph. Now in the book here, it will be analysis. It can be chapter number, multiple chapters. With same chapter number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever. Then conclusion chapter only. Normally it is 1 page. It is summary of the topic. It is like the extract, whatever you have extracted from it, like findings. Now separately, analysis. It will be like, what is it? Conclusion. Yes. Either you write conclusion or you write findings. Otherwise, some people write conclusion at the summary of it, and finding is whatever you have understood, whatever how you can refer to it. You can give references, its relevance, findings, whatever actual finding. So some people write either conclusion or some people write only finding. Some people write findings and recommendation together, and some people write all the 3 things together also in different PhDs. Yes, I have practiced. of it, because let me tell you, I have not only done proofreading, but actually I have edited more than 2 dozens of PhDs. In many cases, I have edited a lot of books also, which before going for the publication. So I have got a lot of experience of manufacturing books, lot of books. I have visited Delhi for number of times, dozens of times, for getting number of books published. I tried my own also. Anyway, so this kind of experience is helping me. Now back matter, it is all, this is like frills, decoration, but they are also very useful. Appendix. Ibrahim Saab, let me speak to you. Am I going beyond the limitations? Please tell me.
Yes, sir. Please, actually, now it is already 1:15.
Too much now.
Yeah, too much. So
okay, so I will actually just conclude in 5-10 minutes, 5 minutes only, 5-6 minutes.
Okay, sir.
And other parts, actually, Ibrahim, so you invite me, I will complete it in some other session or from another platform.
Sure,
okay?
sure.
But the main purpose, technical writing, I am completing here. This is the most important thing with which most people are dealing, teachers and students.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Okay, so I will complete almost approximately here, but let me explain this. What is appendix? Appendix is actually any attachment, just like, when you conduct a research, you collect a lot of a big questionnaire. Maybe you have collected a lot of information, different sources. So all these kind of things, maybe large map in geography, or maybe the way you collected information, all these kind of information which cannot be accommodated in the middle and the running matter of the book, you will attach at the end. Appendix is some similar or equivalent to like annexure in a book. In a annexure in a book, or sometimes it's called annexure also, like appendix, or it is kind of attachment in an email, or maybe enclosure in a letter. It is similar to that. It is additional part of thing if you write. जैसे अटैच करते हो आप किसी पासपोर्ट अप्लाई करते हो, फोटो अटैच करना है, इसमें बायोडाटा आप अटैच करना है, यानी सीवी अटैच करना है, मार्कशीट, इट इज सिमिलर टू दैट. ये लास्ट में जो चीज अटैच करेंगे, सप्लीमेंट्री मटेरियल, एविडेंसेस, ऑल दीज. Glossary of terms is nothing but it is explanation of jargons, I mean technical terminology, which is used specifically for that particular job. अब मुझे तो नहीं मालूम, लेकिन आपने मैंने कंप्यूटर में सुना वर्ड कोई होता है आलू, ALOO. अब वो एल्गोरिथम पता नहीं क्या कुछ होता होगा उसका मतलब, है ना. फिर वो एक वर्ड होता है सिंटैक्स, वहां यूज करते हैं, तो सिंटैक्स तो नॉर्मली ग्रामर में होता है, हम लोग यूज करते हैं. बट हाउ दिस काइंड ऑफ वर्ड इज यूज देयर, तो आपको वो वर्ड डिक्शनरी में जैसा होता है वैसे वर्ड को आप एक्सप्लेन कंपेयर उसमें लिखते हो बोर्ड में, बिल्कुल डिक्शनरी स्टाइल में, और कॉलन के बाद में उसका आप एक्सप्लेनेशन, 3 कंपोनेंट होते हैं, डेफिनेशन, एक्सप्लेनेशन एंड एग्जांपल, आइदर ऑल 3 और एनी वन और 2 ऑफ देम. लेकिन ये 3 चीजें होती है, ध्यान रखिए. ग्लॉसरी ऑफ टर्म्स या टर्मिनोलॉजी जो होती है, कुछ लोग बुक के शुरू में देते हैं, पर ज्यादातर लोग बुक के एंड में देते हैं, और ये सेकंड पार्ट होता है आफ्टर अपेंडिक्स. ओके, अपेंडिक्स, दीज आर ओनली टर्मिनोलॉजी टर्म्स, स्टैंडर्ड टर्म्स. ओके, व्हिच इन अदर टर्म you call them as jargon. Okay, so glossary, there are 3 components of glossary of term. You write the word in bold, not necessarily capital. Write in bold. After colon, you define, explain, and exemplify. 3 things we do. Now bibliography, and here I have mentioned bibliography as a list of references. They are actually similar to each other but not the same. There's a difference. Bibliography is the list of books which you may or may not have used for writing the book, but they are helpful for the reader to grow their knowledge further. I may not have used anything from that, but it will increase the knowledge of the people. This is called bibliography, and it has 5 components. Name of the author in bold, first name in capital, surname first. If there are 2 authors, you write and between the 2 authors. Again, the same second author will also be surname. जो लोग PhD कर रहे हैं, कर चुके हैं, उनको मालूम है ये बिब्लियोग्राफी कैसे लिखी जाती है. एक कन्वेंशन है, स्टैंडर्ड कन्वेंशन है. अपने स्टाइल में मनमर्जी से नहीं लिख सकते आप, और लिखेंगे तो ऑब्वियसली इट विल नॉट बी कंसीडर्ड एज अ प्रोफेशनल काइंड ऑफ. एक्चुअली द सुपरवाइजर विल बी ब्लेम्ड, जिसके अंडर में आपने काम किया उस पर इल्जाम आ जाएगा कि उसने आपको ये गाइड नहीं किया बताने. तो आई एम टेलिंग यू हियर, name of the author in bold, after colon, name of the book in italics. Remember, जो आपने book आपने quote की, जिसका use किया है, the name of the book will always be in italics, and after that there will be semicolon, not comma, semicolon. Then name of publisher, Oxford University Press, OUP, CUP, Mumbai University Press, MUP, Pelican Books, or any other book. Okay, Chand Publications, whatever you write. Now this name of the author, then place of publishing house, Mumbai, Shanghai, London, Sydney, New York, जहां से publish हो, because they have the different offices, franchises, and they take the author from there. उनका पूरा marketing का पूरा department काम करता है, and वो जहां पर books आती है वहां से publish होती हैं. उनका head of department तो ये टाटा मैग्रा हिल का, actually basically it is in London, but they have offices all over the world. One of them in Mumbai, and Tata company, Tata Press has also, allied with them. खासकर प्रिंटिंग का काम सबसे ज्यादा करते हैं, ये बाकी ओवरऑल मार्केटिंग सेल में भी शेयर करते हैं वो. तो टाटा मैग्रा हिल आर लाइक जॉइंट वेंचर नाउ. ये बाद में हुआ, वरना टाटा पहले, उससे पहले मैग्रा हिल इज अ वेरी वेरी फेमस ओल्ड कंपनी headquarters in London. So name of the author in bold. If there are 2 authors like that, otherwise if there are 3 authors you will write, and there are more authors, then you will write et al. Without dots. Remember, et al. But et and others. Et al without dots. Don't write dots. Now, अगर ये ऐसा कुछ करता तो wrong होगा. इसका practice ऐसे ही है. Et al. That is 3 authors. Okay. बुक से पहले जो आपने ऑथर के नाम के बाद आपने कॉलन लगाया, डॉट डॉट ऊपर नीचे, सेमी कॉलन. ये स्टैंडर्ड प्रैक्टिसेस हैं जो कि आपको एमटेक चाहिए. आप बिब्लियोग्राफी और ये कैसे लिखोगे आप. थर्ड कॉलम पब्लिशिंग, नेम ऑफ पब्लिशर, देन प्लेस ऑफ पब्लिकेशन, मुंबई, दिल्ली, व्हाटएवर, और देन ईयर ऑफ पब्लिकेशन 1964, पूरी पुरानी बुक 1981, दैट इज इट. नाउ दीस 5 कंपोनेंट्स इन बिब्लियोग्राफी. These are the book. Bibliography means list of books which can further enhance the knowledge of the reader. आप उसके लिए एक्स्ट्रा कन्वीनियंस दे रहे हो. ये बुक आप लिखने के बाद में दोबारा री एडिशन करते हो, री प्रिंट होती बुक, उसमें ये आप अलग से ऐड भी कर सकते हो, रिवाइज कर सकते हो, एडिट कर सकते हो. List of references is the list of all those books which you have actually utilized for writing the purpose. Either you have directly quoted or you have summarized the actual idea concept in your own words. You have extracted. So there also you have taken help from the book. Here also name of the author in similar manner, just like bibliography. Everything is the same, all the 5 components, but the 6th component will be page number. Small p, single p, 1 page. Many p's, double p, more than 1 page. Like from one page number 134, pp 134 hyphen 36. यानी 1 2 3 4 पेज आपने कॉपी किए. Remember, this is important. pp. Sometimes people write paragraph also. So paragraph is mentioned with P, capital paragraph. Sometimes line also. जब वहां बहुत रिलीजियस बुक में और कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की बुक में वहां पर जहां बहुत थारो एक्सप्लेनेशन दिया, रेफरेंस देना पड़ता है लाइन बाय लाइन, वर्ड बाय वर्ड, तो वहां पर ये लोग पेज, पैराग्राफ और यहाँ तक कि लाइन और वर्ड नंबर तक लिखते हैं. ऐसा भी, और ये ज्यादातर ऐसा होता है जैसे गीता का कोई ट्रांसलेशन, इंटरप्रिटेशन लिख रहा हो, कुरान का लिख रहा हो या कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का लिख रहा हो, उसमें इस तरह की चीजों की जरूरत होती है. ओके, आई एम ऑलमोस्ट कमिंग टू दी.
Yes, sir.
Just a minute, please. Index. Index is nothing but name of the author, person, places, things, etc. in alphabetical order, and you plan them in like under A, B, C, D. Normally you divide the page into 2 or 3 columns, and you write the name. The practice is normally to write the name in general where it is not bold, and then you put a dash, not hyphen, because hyphen has no space on either side and dash has space on both the sides. And thereafter you will write page number on whichever. This is extra convenience to the other researcher. अगर आपको अपनी बुक को ज्यादा फेमस बनाना है तो आप इंडेक्स दीजिए ताकि रिसर्चर को वो एग्जैक्टली पिन पॉइंट करेगा. आपका वो लिस्ट ऑफ कंटेंट नहीं देखेगा, आपके चैप्टर के पेज नहीं पलटेगा, वो पहले इंडेक्स में अल्फाबेटिकल देखेगा. ये वर्ड, ये यहाँ पर टॉर्क वर्ड कहीं आया क्या, कहीं इनर्शिया वर्ड आया क्या, यहाँ पर वेदर वेव्स वर्ड आया क्या, यहाँ पर या करोजन वर्ड आया, तो वो वही वर्ड उसको देखेगा कहाँ कहाँ आया है, और अपनी रिसर्च में वो पूरी बुक आपकी नहीं पढ़ेगा, जरूर आपका टाइम बचाओगे. और इसलिए आपकी बुक का साइटेशन फ्रीक्वेंसी बढ़ जाएगी बहुत. So these are the standard kind of things. Now technical professor Ibrahim sir, tell me, should I continue?
No, so
should I
please
leave it for another?
Sir,
Later on
please,
sometime.
please leave it for some other session. Okay. Because it is already 1:25
yes.
now.
Yeah, that is what I told, because it is long topic and it takes long time.
Yes,
and I have tried my best to
at
do
the
that.
same time taking care of the listeners, the audience.
Bilkul. So thank you very much. I am very sorry for continuing it for such a long time. Maybe it was boring.
No, sir.
No, sir, not at all.
आपने सर आपने हमको चाशनी में से डुबो दिया सर, बिल्कुल ज्ञान की चाशनी में.
Ibrahim sir, I will request you to have some kind of workshop, and there I will take up this topic again
Yes, sir,
with collaboration of Professor Amol Jadhav and my other colleagues, and then it will be okay. Thank you.
Sure,
Thank you
sir.
very much.
Yes, sir. Sir, can we have question answer session, please?
Yeah. Anybody, if somebody wants to ask any
Okay.
question, tell me, please.
See, still, sir, there are many participants who are, patiently and, very carefully listening to you. So I would like the students from the different branches to ask and clarify your doubts with Professor Shoaib Khan, sir, please.
Yes, students, my colleagues, please. If you have any question, you tell me.
Students,
sir,
be free to ask the questions.
Shoaib, sir, I have a question. May I?
Yes, please tell me.
Sir, actually, yes, I have gone through very carefully each and everything, and certainly it has added to my knowledge, whatever you share. Sir, this is I wanted to know, just for the sake of many of our participants here, normally we add basically appendix and the annexure. So would you please elaborate what is the difference between appendix and the annexure?
See, actually, appendix is actually any document which is required to refer several times in the book. When you are going through the chapter number 1, 2, 3, these kind of references come time and again. So there is, and especially in the book of like geography, there is a huge map. So you cannot attach the map every time in every chapter, in the middle of the chapter in the running matter. So it is better to attach at the end of it. Now, the main document that you have used, like questionnaires, isn't that? Or maybe if you have conducted some kind of research on wildlife or forest, तो आपने बहुत से फोटोग्राफ लिए होंगे, तो उन सारी चीजों को आप अपेंडिक्स में एज अटैचमेंट डाल सकते हैं, एज जिनका रेफरेंस आप बाद में सकते हो. एनेक्सर का मतलब क्या होता है कि वो भी अनेक्स का मतलब ऐड करना होता है, कुछ एडिशन है. अब उसके बारे में अगर और का तो मैं चीज और करता हूँ, अडेंडा होता है, अडेंडम सिंगुलर अडेंडा. तो एनेक्सर क्या होता है, कभी कभी बुक आपकी रिवाइज होती है, 2 साल 4 साल 5 साल में नॉलेज रिवाइज होता है कि नहीं, नई रिसर्च आ जाती है, एंड यू वांट टू ऐड टू दैट, तो वो दैट काइंड ऑफ थिंग विल कम अंडर एनेक्सचर. दैट इज द डिफरेंस.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes,
Any
sir,
doubt?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Sir. Thank you so much.
Sir, shall I continue, Ibrahim sir?
Yes, ma'am. Please. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Shoaib sir, for a very interesting and stimulating session. And now I ask Professor Shahab Davi to conclude the program with vote of thanks.
Thank you, madam. Very good afternoon to everyone. So I am Shahab Dabir here to present the vote of thanks for today's seminar. Thank you, NDIL Club, for giving me opportunity to give the vote of thanks for today's webinar. I would like to thank our guest for webinar, Mr. Shoaib Khan sir, for enlightening us with their knowledge. Today's webinar was full of knowledge and interesting. It gave deep insight into the topic and also revealed some interesting facts. The webinar was very informative. I am pretty sure the precious knowledge that Mr. Shoaib Khan gave us will definitely help us in technical paper presentation and skills of presentation in future also. Thank you, our Vice Principal, Secretary of NDIL Club, Librarian, our John Ibrahim sir, then Ibrahim Sheikh sir, and all my faculty members and all students. Thank you, and organizing committee of this. So thank you all again.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you everyone. Now we can leave the meeting.
Yeah. John sir, shall we conclude the meeting and shall we allow the students to leave?
Ibrahim sir, are you asking me?
Yes.
No, John sir. Our
Yes.
secretary, our secretary. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So thank you,
And
everyone.
if the coordinators can wait for 2 minutes now,
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
we'll discuss about the next program.
Okay. So all the students, thank you so very much. You all can leave. Okay. Happy weekend. Please, you all can leave.
Thank you, sir.
John sir, can I also leave now, or am I to stay here? Thank you.
Akshay is left. No, okay. Okay, sir.
Hello.
So
There
we
is some
all-
problem with the hello.
Yeah, yes, sir.
That NDLI server problem is continuing.
Mm-hmm.
For the next program, we will wait some more time or.
Sir, we'll wait for
Iqbal
some
sir?
more time.
Yeah. Iqbal sir?
Sir, what is the probability that this problem will get resolved very soon? Because see, our program is scheduled on 22nd now. We have enough
Yeah.
time, almost 10 days time. So meanwhile, can we have communication with the NDLI people and ask them to resolve this issue?
Through NDLI, we can communicate with the only email. Normally,
Okay.
they respond not very promptly. They respond. They won't respond.
Anyway, no problem, sir. Sir, what is my
Because
suggestion now? Because
next time, it will be someone from outside. No, if it is internal, it's okay. But if we are arranging a program with an outsider, so it should be very well arranged.
See, Professor Sir, John Sir, Shahab Dabir, Professor Shahab Dabir is also there. What is my suggestion? See, first of all, he is a very busy man. That is our resource person is very busy. Okay, so he won't be like he will be having he'll be having very difficult to rearrange the schedule. Okay. This is one thing, and second thing, hoping in a positive way that in the next 3-4 days this problem will be resolved. We should actually mail them. We should mail them and ask for the quick resolution of this problem, rather than our rearranging and rescheduling our event. And I say wrong?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure.
Because there is no guarantee that even after rescheduling the program, this problem is not there.
Only the issue of certificate. Otherwise, no participation won't be affected.
Participation, so that we will take care. So anyway, see, as these people are claiming to provide us the platform, we should just write a mail stating that if this is going to happen, the people will lose the interest. So better to resolve the issue as early as possible. That's it.
Okay.
See, we understand that it is a very it's a very huge platform, and they have to take care of the many things. But we are having only one directional approach toward them. So better ask them to resolve this issue at the earliest, so that for our next program, which is
Won't be affected. Okay.
schedule in the next 2 weeks. So there should not be any problem.
Okay.
Tarun ma'am, आपका क्या कहना है?
Yes, sir. Same thing. We'll ask from their side to do the thing.
उसकी सिर्फ दो वजह है, क्या मालूम है? पहली वजह तो ये कि हमारी रिसोर्स पर्सन इज वेरी, ही इज अ वाइस प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ अ L&T company. We should not unnecessarily bother him to reschedule. One thing. Second thing, later on, for almost a month, all people will be busy because after that we are having oral exam and then the theory exam will start. So almost everyone will, at least for 1 or 2 months.
Okay, so we'll see that we'll conduct the program on 22nd of October only.
Yes. This is my suggestion. Let us say, let us see what other members are also saying.
Okay, fine.
साहब, तुम्हारा क्या ओपिनियन है?
हाँ, ठीक है, 22nd को ही रहने दो.
ओके, 22nd को रहने दो. ठीक है, तो मीनवाइल हम लोग एक काम करते हैं, हमारा काम शुरू करते हैं. एंड सर, यू बीइंग एज अ सेक्रेटरी, प्लीज कम्युनिकेट टू देम, okay, and requesting them to resolve this issue at the earliest. Okay. Now, before leaving and before concluding, I must thank Tarun madam for her wonderful support. Okay, and for a wonderful moderation of this whole program. Ma'am, thank you so much and congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, and I'm honored, sir. I got this opportunity.
No, ma'am, we always we have to work together as a team. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And see, among us, there is nobody superior, nobody is upper or lower. Everyone has caliber, everyone has potential. Okay, and we will be organizing such program with the coordination only. Okay.
Yes.
And also, I must appreciate Professor Shahab Dabir that at the last moment, okay, when Athiya madam showed her response, no inability to present the vote of thanks because of her health issue. So Professor Shahab got ready, and see, on a very short notice in the morning, he took this responsibility. And I really very appreciate as a person, as a coordinator. He's a gentleman, and he always works hard for the department and for the college. Okay, we are very happy to have you, Shahab, with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Seriously,
Thank
thank
you.
you for taking this vote of thanks and giving the vote of thanks in the program. Thank you so much. Otherwise, it would be really difficult now to finding a new person and arranging all those things.
Yes. And last but not the least, our hero of today's program, Professor Shoaib Khan sir. Sir, आपने हमको knowledge की चाशनी में से डुबा दिया सर आपने.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
मजा आ गया सर.
A detailed knowledge of publications, journals, everything. Very nicely, reports and all.
I am very humbled and flattered. Thank you very much. Anyway, I will always be happy if you have another program, especially in the form of a workshop. So
We'll
there,
arrange, sir.
Yes. So we'll arrange it again in the next semester for the students.
सर कल एक सर कल एक रिक्वेस्ट है सर शोएब सर कि अगली मर्तबा हम लोग जब करेंगे ना सर, हम लोग है ना कुछ केस स्टडीज लेके है ना बच्चों को कुछ एक्टिविटीज के साथ देंगे.
Exactly, sir. Even I was thinking the same. We'll ask students to bring something out of it, and then we'll.
Let's hope our classes start, and they are actually when there is a physical kind of presentation in front of the students, and when you come with the cases, real life, the case studies, so it will be really very beneficial for everyone. Yeah, it will benefit
सर
everyone.
उसकी वजह क्या है सर, अगला जो सेमेस्टर है ना सर, उसमें बच्चों को प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट सबमिट करनी होगी, तो हमारा ये जो प्रोग्राम है ज्यादा इंपैक्टफुल होगा अगली बार 8 सेमेस्टर में.
हाँ, that is the purpose, क्योंकि मोस्ट रेलेवेंट तो उन्हीं के लिए है ये, है ना. फाइनल ईयर के बच्चे के लिए मोस्ट रेलेवेंट है ये.
Third year and final year, especially targeted.
अच्छा सर, आपको मैं बता दूं शोएब खान साहब, आपके प्रोग्राम में माशाल्लाह there was 155 participation from the college, and there were people watching online on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Is it a good number or
very good number, sir? Very good number.
Sir, with so much of difficulty, with so much of problem along with the NDLI and the dissemination of the information, this number is quite a good number, and we appreciate it. So you also presented very good content. Okay, to all of us.
The credit goes to John sir, Ibrahim sir, Taranno madam, and all the entire members of NDLI, because you were able to generate that much TRP today. Thank you very much.
So Jazakallah, thank you so much. Okay, so thank you all of you, and hoping that we will have this kind of cooperation and coordination from all of us in the team. Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, very good, very good.
Yeah, goodbye.
The last word I would like to speak is Ibrahim sir, John sir. The last thing is that since you have formed this kind of NDLI club, I think a lot of good constructive work is taking place from this platform, and which is very much visible also. And I believe that it will really help every one of us. Even though this kind of thing is from the library, क्योंकि library का platform है, लेकिन ये सभी को benefit कर रहा है. I believe that it is really going to be very successful in future.
Sure. Inshallah.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Okay, have a good day. Okay, and happy weekend. Okay, bye.
Thank
Take care.
Yeah, happy weekend. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Goodbye.
Okay, so John sir, thank you so very much for being a wonderful guide and such a wonderful secretary of our NDLI club. Okay, let us hope that we keep working hard. Okay, and we will do our work very sincerely. Okay, and giving positive contribution to our college and our NDLI club.
Okay, same.
Yeah, sir. Thank you so much. Okay, bye.
Okay. I will call you later.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Bye.